I'll give it a watch. Well, how long is it? Okay, well, we got Coach Jack interview.
You can watch a Packers fan break down as he watches his all-time favorite player. All right. We're starting in 30 seconds. Wherever you want it. Yeah, I think so.
Welcome to this exclusive presentation of live area football coverage on KNIA KRLS and streaming live at KNIAKRLS.com and the free KNIA KRLS app.
Meyer hands it off to Pollock. He's hit at the 5, breaks the tackle, fights towards the goal line, and in! Touchdown, Pella!
And it picks off at the 34-yard line. Two receivers in the area, and he split them, and it's picked off by Norwalk, who has all the momentum in this game right now.
And here is the pitch out. That goes to Hayden Jones, trying to find running room. Goes to the corner, to the 5, pops a hole. Touchdown, Knoxville. The Panthers get on the board early on.
Kekmarinsky, he's got some space. He's going 5, diving. He's in. We're going to get a spot. Touchdown, Kekmarinsky.
We'll get you ready for all of tonight's action with the radio pregame show, bring you score updates from around the area, and bring you all the exciting action of South Central Iowa high school football. Now let's head to the field and inside the radio broadcast booth.
And a good evening to you, and thank you for joining us wherever you may be. I'm Andrew Schneider alongside J.D. Bohr. This is the Smash Park Radio pregame show. Find your happy place and play, drink, and eat at the new Smash Park on the west side of Pella. As we welcome you to the 2022 district football season, the number 6 in Class 1A Pella Christian Eagles are poised for not only a run at the championship, but one that is dominating as they welcome Van Buren and the Warriors to town. And JD, as we look at this upcoming district season, 3-0 heading in for the Eagles, exactly where they want to be, JD, heading in, dominating all 3 games so far, 3 very different opponents as they navigate their way here into the Class 1A District 6 schedule. And obviously, Pella Christian feels very good about where they're at as a football team, and they can indeed, if things go well, dominate Class 1A District 6.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You know, this has been a great start to the season for the Eagles. I think there's a lot of optimism about what this team can do, and even though they've been really good and so far in these 3 games, I think there's also some areas of improvement that the coaches are excited about. So it's just been a fun group to follow so far, and hopefully that continues here tonight.
Well, on the flip side, Van Buren and Pella Christian did not play a season ago. Van Buren had some health issues in their program in terms of roster, likely COVID-19. Obviously, they weren't testing for it specifically, but clearly they had a lot of guys who were sick that week, couldn't make the trip up to Eagle Lane. Pella Christian got a forfeit. It was a bye week that Coach Cack, in hindsight, wishes they didn't have because they practiced the whole week and didn't find out till Thursday they weren't playing. But that also adds a level of intrigue here tonight, a little bit of mystery, a team that you haven't seen a whole lot, and that themselves in Van Buren that's had a very good start to the season. Yeah,
it definitely is a little bit different, you know, and not, you know, you mentioned it, that not playing recently and then just playing in 2 vastly different non-district schedules, right? I mean, Pella Christian kind of heading one part of the state to play most of their games, Van Buren heading the other way, so there's not really any common opponents to look at. But they've certainly had some success too, put a lot of points on the board. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this one plays out.
We'll see how it all shakes out when we come back. Coach Cack talks about what it was like a year ago to have a bye week, preparing for this Van Buren Warriors team, and what it will take to get to 1-0 and the district season and 4-0 overall. Coach Cack is back when we join us here inside the Smash Park Radio pregame show from Eagle Lane on KRLS.
Pole barns were originally engineered in the 1930s. Over the years, the materials and techniques have been vastly improved. Modern-day construction makes for versatile buildings used for housing, commercial use, or storage. Dutch Mill Supply is your pole barn specialist.
Dutch Mill Supply, located in Pella, is your only locally owned, one-stop, full-service lumberyard and building material supplier. My name is Joshua Payne. My staff and I are here daily for professional service from the guy next door. Our product line is diverse, and we'll get you what you need quickly and at a competitive price.
Are you ready to save big? Yeah, you. The carpool driving, crossfitting, building, and making warriors. Vision for Less owns selection, price, and speed. Glasses you need. Quality you deserve. Every day, all day, today. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs for just $38.71. Progressives 2 for $76.92. That's right. You want it? We've got it. Selection, price, speed. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. Vision for Less. Right glasses, right price, right now.
This month at Pella Motors is Chevy truck season, which means $1,000 towards accessories on any new Chevrolet Silverado or Colorado. Receive up to $5,000 off a brand new Ram 1500, $2,500 off Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit, or take advantage of 0% for 72 months on select models. Right now at Pella Motors, it's the time to trade because we are dealing. Stop in or see us online at PellaMotors.com.
We know you have choices when it comes to wireless plans for your home or business. At Strauber Cellular, we strive to be that local expert to provide all the service and expertise you need to make U.S. Cellular your choice for wireless service. Our knowledgeable staff can provide you with everything from smartphones and tablets to home internet and security options. Choose Strauber Cellular, your locally owned authorized agent for U.S. Cellular in downtown Pella.
Since launching our Prez Listing Advantage in 2018, area home sellers have saved over $750,000 by working with Pella Real Estate Services compared to a 6% commission. I'm Brett Staten, and that savings is one way we're investing in lives through real estate. The average seller saves about $5,000 for their nest egg or to put towards their next purchase. If it's time to sell, let us help you save money by calling 628-1BUY for Pella Real Estate Services.
Hey Pella Christian and Central fans. With our home shopping extravaganza coming up, you can save big money on items from many local businesses like Bruxford's Home Center, Pizza Ranch, Dutch 200 Bowl and Grill, Hy-Vee, or Smash Park. You'll be able to save 30, 40, or even 50% off retail prices from those businesses and many more. You can check out the full list at KNIAKRLS.com. Get ready to save September 27th through the 29th with the home shopping extravaganza on KNIA and KRLS.
And welcome back to the Smash Park Radio pregame show. I'm Andrew Schneider here with Rich Kakberinsky as we preview the district opener, Pella Christian at home tonight taking on Van Buren. First of all, Coach, I know you've got to be pretty excited with how things have gone through the first 3 weeks of the season. A largely dominant stretch, a really good PCM team that you were able to control for the most part last week. Your thoughts about how this team is doing, both talent-wise, health-wise, and all the above as you come off an impressive non-district season?
Yeah, we're really excited. We feel like we're in a good spot. You know, obviously, we hope to be 3-0 at this point, and we are. One of the things that's been we're blessed is we're 100% healthy. This is as healthy as team as we've had, and that's been really good. So I think we're healthy, and we have a real, I would say, blue collar kind of mentality with this team. They come to work. We might have had the best practice of the week of the year this week. As far as what we did Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I just really feel good. I feel like we're continuing to grow. I think the guys are still hungry. You know, I predict we'll play well tonight. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot, and I would say we're hungry for more.
Well, and Van Buren's a team you haven't played before. A year ago, it was a forfeit. They had some health issues, couldn't bring a roster over here to Eagle Lane. That afforded you a bye week, a rare bye week last year, and this year actually gave you an extra home game because of how it worked out. A team that's had a fairly solid start, but I imagine you're eager to play a Week 4 game with how things are going. Your initial thoughts about the Warriors and what it means to have this extra home game and to really set up the table nicely here for the district season.
Well, it was a big disappointment. I think it hurt us in the long run in a lot of ways that we did not play last year. You think, oh, well, it's nice to have a week off. Well, we didn't realize we were going to have a week off until like Thursday. And I just think emotionally it was kind of a downer. So I think we're excited about playing. And again, I think kids get better by playing. You know, some of our best improvements come after playing on a Friday night game. So we're excited to play this game. Keosauqua, they run a lot of different stuff. They run some double tight, full house stuff. They got a nice receiver, a nice running back, big offensive line. Defensively, they run kind of a bear front. So they're going to pose some challenges to us that we haven't seen thus far. So that's the benefits of a well-rounded schedule. But again, I think our guys are ready, and looking forward to the opportunity.
Well, Van Buren, in terms of your non-district, maybe the best comparable offensively would be Des Moines Christian. They had a lot of long pass plays, much like Des Moines Christian did. And so you've seen some of that before, especially your non-district. What are the ways this defense need to adjust, knowing that you've played a lot of more run-heavy attacks the last couple of weeks? And what are the things you'd like to see from your defense, knowing that Van Buren, maybe their best chance against you is to get deep and get some of those big explosive plays?
Well, I think, first of all, I'd like to see, I feel like we're better on the D-line in every category. I'd like to see some, if they are going to drop back and throw as much as maybe, as you indicated, I'd like to see some pass rush. I'd like to see some pressure on our quarterback. So that's number one. Number two, I'd like to see, I think I have seen, I want to see growth in our defensive backs. We lost leverage. We lost deep leverage on the receivers against Des Moines Christian a couple times, which resulted in big plays, touchdowns. I'd like to see our defensive backs learn from that, prevent that from happening again, keep leverage on the receivers, play downhill as a term coaches sometimes use. So I think if we can do that, I think I like our speed matchup on the edge. So I hope that I think we can stay with them. I like to say we can stay with them. So if we can generate some pass rush and keep leverage on receivers, that'll be two key things we're going to try and do.
And then offensively for you last week, you were able to throw some offense, some throwing offense into the mix, so to speak. And I know that probably for this team, the main generator is going to be running the football. You lead Class 1A in yardage coming into this week. That probably isn't changing, but how critical was it last week to get some of that passing attack going, knowing that these district foes are going to give you some different wrinkles and that at some point they're going to try and probably really stop the run against you? How critical was it to show some offense through the air last week?
Well, I think it was critical in the game last Friday night. I think PCM, was playing tough defense, and so to get a couple plays, to get first downs, a couple touchdowns. And I think you saw last Friday night some of the talent we have at receiver that maybe we haven't been able to showcase previously. So I'm excited about our receiving core. I think Isaac has had 2 really good weeks of practice. I feel like he showed some stuff last Friday that we all know that he had not shown previously this year. So I think that's just another part of our arsenal, so to speak, that we want to be good at. I think we can be good at it. And just poses. I remember there was a long-time college offensive coordinator named Homer Smith, and he coached UCLA and coached all over. He was really good. I actually had a chance to visit him one time. And I remember his parting shot to me was, "Rich, the toughest offense are the ones that can run it and throw it." and that's always rung in my ears for the last 20 years is, obviously we have a strong run game, want to feature Benny, feature Cooper, feature our offensive line, but we also have some talent at the receiver spots, and Isaac can throw it, so we want to be a diversified attack. So we made some improvements again this week, and I think you'll see those tonight.
And then I know one other area that really showed its strength, especially against a level-up opponent against PCM, was that special teams. And I imagine through this entire district season, I imagine you feel like that's a big edge for you no matter who you're going to face the next 5 weeks, and I'm sure you want to establish that here early against Van Buren.
Well, I sure hope so, because as we really analyzed the game last week against PCM, our kicking game maybe was the most important, best thing we did all night, just as far as starting field position and things like that. We made all our extra points, made 2 key field goals. So we have a very seasoned, good kicker in Jack Fancher. Trevor Veenstra averaged 42 yards a punt last week, so that was a real feather in his cap. I thought we covered kicks better. So yes, I think if you look at a well-rounded team, a team that potentially can win the district, go deep in the playoffs, you need to have all 3 aspects solid. And so I feel like we took some steps. We put some sophomores in key spots 2 weeks ago in the kicking game, and I feel like they're flourishing. I feel like they're growing. They're doing some great stuff. So I think that hopefully our special teams can continue to grow all through the 5 weeks of the district schedule, help us win a district championship, and put us in a position to make a run in the playoffs.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. That's head coach Rich Kakmarinsky joining us, previewing Van Buren kickoff just a few minutes away here at Eagle Lane tonight. Coach, appreciate your time, and we'll see you after the game.
Sounds good. Thank you.
We'll have more of the Smash Park Radio pregame show after this.
As spring sports season shifts to high gear, have Raceway Tire and Exhaust team you up with a set of Firestone tires. Check out the Firestone Destination line of tires. Whether you drive a truck or SUV, there's a Firestone Destination tire just right for you. And Raceway Tire and Exhaust is your complete auto care center from bumper to bumper. No matter what your vehicle needs, take it to Raceway Tire and Exhaust.
Raceway Tire and Exhaust.
We got what you need
to get you on the go.
What's the beef about beef? It all comes down to where it comes from. That's why you can count on Hy-Vee Choice Reserve beef. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve comes from only the best Midwest farmers and ranchers. And we say only the best because less than 10% of USDA choice beef even meets Hy-Vee's strict standards for tenderness and flavor. Less than 10%. Hand-selected, cut fresh daily. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve is your choice for the best beef.
The year was 1997. Beanie Babies were popular, a gallon of gas was $1.22, and Light and State Bank joined the Pella community. To celebrate LSB's 25th anniversary in Pella, we are offering a 25-month CD at 2.5%. Light and State Bank, proudly part of the Pella community for 25 years. Member FDIC. Annual percentage yield is 2.52%, accurate as of August 25 and is subject to change. $500 minimum balance, early withdrawal penalty may apply. Fees may reduce earnings.
Knoxville Hospital and Clinics wants you to join our team. Join a friendly, professional, and caring organization that has been recognized as a top 100 critical access hospital for 3 years in a row. Check out our full-time, part-time, and PRN openings at www.knoxvillehospital.org. We offer a competitive benefit package and a sign-on bonus for eligible positions. Experience the difference at Knoxville Hospital and Clinics.
Fall offers us beautiful colors to brighten up our days, and Blumenhof has everything you'll need to bring your home and garden landscaping to life. With a great variety of trees and shrubs to choose from, you can pick the perfect fall colors to make your yard burst with beauty for years to come. And fall is the perfect time to plant. We also have outdoor garden decor items, indoor and outdoor plants, memorial items to remember that special loved one, and Melissa and Doug merchandise for curious little minds. Be sure to follow De Blumenhof on Facebook. De Blumenhof, get your colors worth.
If you have friends or family coming to Pella, make reservations for them to stay in Pella's finest accommodations, the Amsterdam Hotel.
We have many different packages available depending on what they are looking for during their visit.
Our weekend getaway package includes flowers, chocolates, and champagne.
The Visit Pella package has tickets to the Historical Village, Vermeer Windmill, and Pella bucks to spend around town.
And the Stay and Play package includes golf at Boss Landon.
Find the perfect package for your guests or yourself by visiting royalamsterdam.com for the Amsterdam Hotel on the Bollengracht in Pella.
At Smash Park in Pella, we have a variety of spaces of all sizes to host your next big event. Are you planning a birthday party, family reunion, bachelor party, or rehearsal dinner? Did you get put in charge of your company's next business outing or holiday party? Let us host you in one of our indoor or outdoor spaces, all of which have big screen TVs, games, and places to enjoy food and drinks with your family, friends, and coworkers. Stop by and ask for me, Andrew Berry. I'd love to help you plan your next event at Smash Park in Pella.
While a great drive on the field is important in football, it's also our goal for you behind the wheel. Hi, this is Jason at Lauterbach Buick GMC in Newton, and we have the winning game plan for your purchase of a new Buick, GMC, or quality pre-owned vehicle. New vehicles are arriving weekly and most with 0% financing. We'll also keep you ready for the long run with top-notch service and body shop. Family owned and on your team since 1981. Lauterbach Buick GMC, I-80 Speedway exit 168 or online at lauterbachcars.com.
This is the Smash Park Radio pregame show on the KRLS 2 stream. I'm Andrew Schneider alongside JD Bohr, welcoming in our audience on Pella Christian High School's YouTube channel as well, and to those of you joining us from Keosauqua and from Van Buren County. Let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to the game presented by Hormel Foods. And JD, hate to sound like we're overtly biased in any way, but Pella Christian, we know, we've seen it for 3 weeks, is one of the better Class 1A football teams tonight, I think, for the Eagles, and this might be a lot of the next 5 or 6 weeks, depending on the opponent. Taking care of business, taking care of the football, do what you do best, and things should take care of themselves.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about it and going, taking care of the football, that's something that Pella Christian has done really, really well. We haven't really talked a lot about turnovers or turnover margins, and that's because Pella Christian has been phenomenal in that part of the game so far through 3 games. And I think that's a sign of a veteran group. But, I think from the Eagles' perspective, it's just continuing that, right? Can you continue to take care of the football? Because we know you see it in football games all the time that it's one mistake that just can change the game. And making sure that you're avoiding those mistakes on any given night, right? Just making that a habit of taking care of the football, whether that's interceptions or fumbles. Pella Christian has been great on that so far, and I'm hopeful that it continues here tonight.
Well, and Van Buren has had explosive plays, and I know when I talked to Coach Gack, and we just heard it in his pregame interview, contain. If you're able to prevent some of those big plays, even if you don't get a great pass rush tonight, and that's improved obviously in the last couple of weeks, even if you don't get a great one, it takes both ends. And I know the one area of weakness I saw against the passing team was Des Moines Christian, who had a lot of plays go over the top.
Spot on. Yeah, I mean, Des Moines Christian really threw the ball well, especially in the second half. And I'm sure Van Buren will be wanting to do a similar thing. They got Anthony Duncan, who's number 2 in the state right now in receiving yards, right? So they're going to be looking for him often. And that'll be a matchup to watch to see what the Eagles do to kind of counteract that passing attack, especially when it's leaned so heavily towards one player. We'll see what they kind of come out with and how they scheme that up.
Your Hormel Foods radio keys to the game. Looking for the key to your new career? Visit Hormel Jobs, Knoxville.com. Our game time temperature is presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating, and for the 4th week in a row, JD, it feels a lot more like week 1 than it does week 4. 76 degrees here at kickoff, and there is a lot of wind really coming from the south here tonight. It was a little bit higher at pregame, looks to be about 10 to 15 miles an hour, so passing may be a little bit difficult. One thing that won't be, JD, is how warm it's been these first 4 weeks.
Yeah, it really has been. It's been warm. It's been beautiful. I mean, you really can't ask for better weather here than we've had in the fall all the time, but especially on Friday night, it's been awesome. And it's great to see that continue tonight.
The former football player in me, though, thinks it should be about 15 degrees cooler or 20 degrees cooler to have that perfect, late season night. That's the one thing I think we're missing, right?
Football is so crazy because you experience both, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about how hot it is. By the end of the season, we're going to be wearing winter coats and freezing, so we better enjoy it while we got it.
And next week, current forecast shows about 20 degrees cooler.
All right,
so
there you go.
See if that holds. Your game time temperature is presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating. They're your local heating and cooling experts. You'll rest easy when you pick up the phone in here.
Van Haften.
We are live in our Smash Park Radio pregame show. Find your happy place and play, drink, and eat at the new Smash Park on the west side of Pella. Let's go ahead and run down our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. A lot of action going on. We have 2 7 o'clock kickoffs that we'll be paying attention to here on Eagle Lane, of course. We're about 10 minutes away, less than 10 minutes away now from kickoff. Indianola and Lewis Central, the game of the week in Class 4A, and a possible, it was in fact last year, a go-to-the-dome game. That's a very likely matchup with 2 potential district champions there, Indianola, Lewis Central. That's live on 94.3 KNIA. Across town, it's the Dutch looking for that first elusive win. They'll have to do so against number 6 in Class 4A, Bondurant Farrar and Titus Cram. That's live on 92.1 KRLS and on Pella Dutch Live. Knoxville is back at Kenlock Stadium this week to take on the Fairfield Trojans, live on 95.3 KNIA. Norwalk looking to bounce back from a loss to Lewis Central. We'll have the winless DCG Mustangs. You don't say that a lot lately in sports, but you are so far in the football season on KNIA 3. And then Tyler Crabb, Mr. Eagle himself, is actually on the road tonight at Iowa Falls, or actually at home, PCM versus Iowa Falls Alden. PCM, the team the Eagles knocked off 1 week ago. That's on your Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard, where they're serving you and building community across the Red Rock area with their locations in Pella, Knoxville, and Melcher, Dallas. They are your local financial leader. The Pella Christian football team is set to take the field. So we'll keep it right here and then take our final break in our Smash Park Radio pregame show. We are just 7 minutes away now from our opening kick presented by Dutch Mill Supply. See the Eagles take the field, JD, and they might be running onto the field here, JD, to kick off a special season and special run to the playoffs. at least expectations now, health notwithstanding, if the Eagles are healthy, they are primed not only to run away with the District 6 championship, JD, but maybe a whole lot more.
Yeah, and you love it when it's a group of seniors. You know, it's a group of seniors that have played together a long time, and these guys have been waiting for this moment. It's fun to see.
And, of course, they're being joined on the field tonight by members of 818 Forward with Faith from both the women's and the men's home that is meant for adults with special needs here in town. So Peyton Ritzert breaks the flag, and here come the Eagles, and we'll take our timeout here in our Smash Park Radio pregame show. We'll get the national anthem, all that knocked out, and when we come back, your opening kick presented by Dutch Mill Supply. The undefeated Eagles and 2-1 Van Buren Warriors when we come back.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Come check out America's locally grown wireless at US Cellular. Visit Strawver Cellular, a US Cellular authorized agent located at 826 Main Street in Pella.
Let there be light, or not, or maybe just a little light. It's your choice with Mike Blom with Cabinet Design and Wood Harbor Cabinetry. Here's Vicki Collette of Oskaloosa, another satisfied cabinet design customer.
Mike put these can lights in that room too, and they're all on dimmers, and so we can have as much light or as little light as we want, which has really been handy. We like that.
Hi, I'm Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy. Cabinet Design of Pella, where we expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations.
Well, what does it say?
My crystal ball tells me fortune favors the brand.
Fortune favors the brand?
That's right, fortune favors the brand.
We have been thinking about refreshing our company's branding and identity, but I have no idea where to even start.
My crystal ball is showing me a name, but that'll be another $35.
Don't leave your brand up to chance. Call Brand Appeal for all your branding, print, web, interactive, and video needs.
Brand Appeal. Jump on the brand wagon.
Are you a Pella Cooperative Electric member? Grab your keys and head over to the co-op on Saturday, September 17, for our Member Appreciation Drive-Thru Barbecue. The Marion County Cattlemen will be grilling up top-notch hamburgers and hot dogs from locally sourced beef. Stop by anytime between 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. or until supplies last. We'll also be giving away bill credits on our Facebook page the week of the event, so watch our page for details. We'll see you on Saturday, September 17th. Owned by those we serve, we are Pella Cooperative Electric, your local co-op.
At Lely, we continue to provide the latest innovations for the dairy industry. Our robotic milking systems put more milk in the tank with less effort. Our robotic feeding systems provide optimal feed efficiency for a healthy and productive herd. And we have a line of innovative barn products that create an animal-friendly environment focused on the cow's well-being and comfort. Lely, a worldwide pioneer in dairy farm automation, with our North American headquarters right here in Pella, is proud to be a part of the community.
Hi, this is Lonnie DeSword, Petroleum Department Manager at Two Rivers Co-op, inviting you to fill up with gas at Pella's only locally owned gas station. Our Carsville location in Pella is open 24 hours a day, pumping Cenex top-tier gas, and you don't have to be a member of the co-op to use it. Next time you stop by, make sure to ask for a Two Rivers local card, because when you swipe it at the pump, you'll save 4 cents off every gallon every time you fill up. So if you're fed up with the big chains, fill up at Pella's only locally owned gas station, Two Rivers Cooperative.
No one looks forward to having surgery, not even for their pets. It can be kind of a scary thing. This is Dr. Tim Yoder, the Tri-County veterinarian, and we strive to keep your pets safe and comfortable at all phases of the procedure. They'll receive preoperative blood work and anesthesia, warming, and electronic monitoring during the operation, plus post-operative pain management and supervised recovery. For elective surgeries or for that unexpected emergency, trust the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, where your pet's good health is our #1 concern.
They do take care of pets because they love them.
Your house is mostly the largest investment you'll make. Your home's roof is the biggest way to protect your investment. Worn shingles, roof damage from extreme heat, wind and rain, snow and ice, and of course hail can damage your roof and leave your home open to damage you may not see until it's too late. Let Mid-Iowa Painters and Construction evaluate the condition of your roof. If they find damage, they'll show you where the damage is, what caused it, and what it'll take to fix the damage and protect your home. Mid-Iowa Painters and Construction is a local Marion County business, so you can be confident they'll be here to stand behind their work. Call Mid-Iowa Painters and Construction today at 641-891-7079.
And we're back in our Smash Park Pella Radio pregame show. Our Smash Park Pella Radio pregame show. Find your happy place and play, drink, and eat at the new Smash Park on the west side of Pella. Let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineups presented by Miniga Pest Control. For the Eagles, at quarterback number 3, a senior, Isaac Kakmarinsky. Your running back number 31, senior, Benny Schürs. That combo the best in Class 1A so far on the ground. Jack Fancher, Peyton Ritzert, Colin Vanderwall, your wide receivers. Trevor Veenstra, Isaiah Breams at your tight end positions. Owen Miniga, Elliot Miniga, Mitchell Van Zee, Colton Voss, and Toby Steen, your offensive line. Your key players for Van Buren: at quarterback number 11, Jackson Manning. At running back number 32, a senior, Sam Warth. Your wide receivers are Anthony Duncan, a senior, number 4, Isaac Leffler, a sophomore, number 14, and Lucas Fett, number 23, a junior at wide receiver. Your starting lineups are presented by Miniga Pest Control. Sean and his team want to kill your bugs.
Call 628-3198. Miniga Pest Control.
Well, now we hear the marching Eagles, JD. Maybe they missed the cue time there for the national anthem, but regardless, we are set for your opening kick in just a moment, presented by Dutch Mill Supply. Your captains going to the center of the field: Josiah Deal, Isaac Kakmarinsky, and Peyton Ritzert, to get the ceremonial coin toss out of the way and to kick off our 2022 district season. You are listening to Pella Christian Football, powered by Bank Iowa on FM, KNIA, KBLS.com, the KBLS 2 stream tonight. Bank Iowa is a proud supporter of Pella Christian and Pella High Athletics. We hope they're donating a lot of money tonight. $20 to the Booster Club for every touchdown during every home game. We got 2 home games. Let's hope for a lot of touchdowns to support our Booster Clubs. Go Eagles from your friends from Bank Iowa. And in terms of district championship, they say,
let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen, JD.
Go.
And it starts tonight for the Eagles with a team they haven't ever seen before. Didn't get to see them on the first round. That's why we actually end up with an extra home game this year, which is an even bigger benefit for PC when you think about the scope of not having to travel, not having to put wear and tear, especially going down to Keosauqua. I think they're avoiding that trip, and they have an opportunity to defend their home field, whether obviously locker room and all the above. Home field advantage does mean something, and especially what we saw last year in the postseason. If you can be a district champion, that road to the Dome gets so much easier.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something that the Eagles are going to be working on, right? Is can we get these playoff games at home? You know, last year the season ended at Dyke New Hartford, and right, them having that home field advantage is a big deal. And it's especially nice for Pella Christian to play a home game on a beautiful night like tonight. You get a lot of people coming out. You got the marching band here. You got the cheerleaders out there. A ton of people here to watch the game. So it just creates for a really fun atmosphere. And a special thing for the Eagles to have 3 of the first 4 weeks here at home.
And maybe I was half paying attention, but I'm assuming the Eagles have won the toss and have elected to defer. Van Buren is kicking into the wind to let things off here, as the Eagles will receive. No, Van Buren probably deferred at that point, would be my guess. PC.
Sure, yeah.
We'll have back deep to return Isaac Kakmarinsky and Peyton Ritzert. Your opening kick is presented by Dutch Mill Supply. Dutch Mill Supply is your only locally owned lumberyard and building material supplier. We're live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. A fresh 12 minutes on our game clock. The district football season is about to begin on Eagle Lane. Ball is in the air. It's short. And we'll head towards the Eagles sideline before it's caught near side by Benny Schürs, and he's dangerous. The football in his hands and spins past the 40 to the 42-yard line, and that's where the Eagles' high-powered ground attack will take over. JD, the best rushing attack in Class 1A through 3 weeks.
Yeah, they have just been outstanding running the football, and it's different guys. You got Isaac Kakmarinsky and Benny Schürs, who are both within the top 10 in the state, and rushing. Other guys are mixing it in with Cooper Spronk and Peyton Ritzert. So we're going to see that at the beginning here of the game. Keep the ball on the ground, see if you can move the football. Big plays, first downs. See what happens.
2 tight ends for Isaac Kakmarinsky are that's Breams, and also Trevor Veenstra. Hands off goes to Benny Schürs left side. He's past midfield right away. A chunk of 8 yards on 1st and 10.
Yeah, that time Benny actually kind of outran his blocks. You know, there was such a big hole that he kind of hit it pretty hard. But his blocks were kind of behind him to some extent. But those blocks got to get out there, and maybe they can spur on an even larger run.
Sun is setting behind us, and shadows across the field here on Eagle Lane. 2nd and 2. Already in Van Buren territory after 1 play are the Eagles. Cack rolls out to his right to pass. Has Trevor Veenstra open, but overshoots him incomplete. 3rd and short coming up.
Yeah, love mixing it up here a little bit as Kakmarinsky rolls out to his right, which is usually a comfortable play for him. Throwing on the run, he usually does fairly well, but that time just missed a wide open receiver.
So 3rd and short, possible already 4-down territory here for the Eagles and their high-powered offense. Isaac Kakmarinsky to the sideline. Has Veenstra across the formation, in motion. Handoff goes to Schürs. Huge hole right side initially, and he'll spin through a couple tackles. Stay on his feet after breaking 2 more. Spun down after 3 more. Warriors finally get him from behind. He turns a short gain and a sure first down into a whole lot more.
Yeah, the Warriors are figuring out that most of the time it's going to take more than one guy to take down Schürs. That time he carries a couple guys, picks up a nice first down.
17 yards down to the Warriors' 32-yard line. Scoreless first quarter opening drive, 10:40 remaining. Eagles and Warriors tied at 0. Kakmarinsky hands it off left side to Schürs. Cuts a couple times. Cuts it near sideline again to the 25. Another shake and bake move inside the 20. All the way down to the 10-yard line. 22 nifty yards for Benny Schürs and another Eagles first down.
Last run, Benny kind of showed his strength by running through some people. This time he runs around him, makes a couple moves. Really nice run and a good drive here to start off for Pella Christian.
Eagles now into the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone for the first time tonight. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Veenstra shifts in motion to the right. Isaac Kakmarinsky rolls that way, looking to pass. Veenstra is open inside the 5, turns it upfield, and he is in. 6 for the Eagles, touchdown Pella Christian, methodically down the field, capped off by a 10-yard score.
Methodical, took less than 2 minutes. Really great start for Pella Christian. That time it's Trevor Veenstra. He scored twice last week, gets on the board again. He's becoming a really big part of this offensive attack.
Isaac Cat comes to the sideline as Fancher will come on for the PAT, we assume. Well, a little late to the party.
Taking their time.
Peyton Ritzert was wondering where they were. Now they're here. By the way, I did want to mention our pregame fuel today was presented by Delivery.com. JD, you and I had Yamoto, and maybe that was the special inspiration. They could feel our beef, our Asian beef that we had up here. It's inspiring them. Thank you, Delivery.com, for the pregame meal. Snap is high, hold gets down, Fancher is patient and puts it through. 10:04 remaining and the Eagles already up 7-0 on Van Buren inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Drive into center field, walk-off ball! Unbelievable. Randall Roofing raised the roof moment of the game as back-to-back innings Emma Ekoff homers.
Randall Roofing is proud to sponsor the Raise the Roof moment of the game and support our local teams. When it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Find us on Facebook or visit randallroofs.com. Thinking new roof? Think Randall Roofing.
Let's address it. Interest rates are rising, but Community First Credit Union is here to tell you we think it's still a great time to buy or refinance your home. Right now, for qualifying mortgages, C First is giving up to $2,000 off closing costs. We offer quick turnaround times, local lenders, and an easy online application. We're here to help. It's a limited time offer. Get details and apply today at c1stcu.com/home. Some restrictions apply. Loans are subject to credit approval. Equal housing opportunity.
Kickoff is in the air and through the end zone. Not surprising. There's a good 15-20 mile an hour wind to the already strong-legged Fancher. And it's a touchback. Van Buren at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10 into the wind. 5 plays, 47 yards later, JD, or 57 yards later, and the Eagles already hitting pay dirt.
Yeah, it didn't take long, and now as Van Buren takes the field here, they need to answer. This is a high-powered, they've scored a lot of points this year. They probably haven't faced as good of defenses, but they're a confident group. They're going to be looking to go to the air here early.
And they'll start under center, turnaround handoff, and not much there. Good contact in the backfield from Drew Van Coten on that left side of the defensive line. Only a gain of 1. That was Sam Worth on the carry.
Yeah, that's an area that Pella Christian has really improved. We talked about it in the pregame, but they have taken away the run really well. I think if Van Buren wants to move the football, they're going to have to get a little more creative and go to the air.
9:44 remaining first quarter. Pella Christian 7, Van Buren County 0. So no gain on the play, in fact. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors in their own territory at the 20. They're working for our radio stream audience tonight, left to right for us. Eagles are in their home maroon jerseys. We'll tell you about our colors of the game in a second. Screen pass well over the head. It looks like screen on this side, and the other side intended for Anthony Duncan is incomplete. Brings up 3rd and long. By the way, our colors of the game are presented by Gilchrist Jewett Lumber Company. Pella Christian is in their home maroon and gold, their standard fare. Gold helmets, gold pants, maroon jerseys. Van Buren white from their shoulder pads down with the black numbers, orange stripes, and then the black and orange helmets. Your colors of the game are presented by Gilchrist Jewett Lumber Company, offering the largest selection of quality lumber, building supplies, and specialty products. Located in Pella, Gilchrist Jewett is Iowa's building headquarters. Third down pass attempt is caught near side, but good open field stop by the Eagles, and Jack Fancher prevents the 10 yards necessary. 4 yards finding Lucas Fett, Jackson Manning, but it's fourth down deep in their own territory. Van Buren likely to kick this one away.
Yeah, very good defense there from Fancher. He played that perfectly. Let him catch it in front of you, go and make the tackle. But you do see the Warriors kind of mixing things up, a little play action pass there to try to open things up. But on 3rd and 10, you know, your receiver runs a 5-yard route. It's really not a recipe for success.
4th and 6. And punt protect formation in here for Van Buren. Not a whole lot of rush. This kick is hit almost straight up into the air, a sidewinder, and it hits over towards the Eagles sideline in Van Buren territory. And I imagine it'll be at the 41 or 42-yard line. And that is where the Eagles offense will take over. Already up 7-0, 8:30 remaining here in our opening quarter. In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella. These two teams did not play 1 year ago. It was a forfeit by Van Buren due to some health concerns on their roster. Pella Christian went on to finish 2nd in Class 1A District 6 a year ago. They're looking for the title this year. The champions, by the way, are going to get underway here soon. Pleasantville and Sigourney Keota. We don't have on-air coverage of that tonight, but that might be the 2nd place game already. We shall see. 5 wide receivers set for Isaac Kack on 1st and 10, up 7-0. Veenstra's in motion. Fake handoff to him. Kack has some space inside the 40, and he will drag a defender with him to the 36-yard line. 7 yards on 1st down, and the first touch officially for Isaac Kack on the ground.
Yeah, Sam Worth there with the tackle. Pleasantville has shown a couple different looks defensively, and they're trying to get guys into the box. They know they got to stop the run, but one thing Pella Christian does, they spread them out. You know, they make you go out and guard them, opens up some space for some runs.
2nd and 3, still an empty backfield here for Isaac Kack-Marinsky. 3 down lineman, 4-man rush. Near sideline pass is caught by Fancher inside the 30, cuts it upfield to the 20, and he's inside the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone after 25 yards and another Eagles first down.
Yeah, that's, you know, when you can throw it about 5 yards down the field and end up getting 20-some, that's a big deal. But there they spread him out. Kack-Marinsky makes an easy read, finds his receiver, and good job by Fancher to get upfield.
Pella Christian has it 1st and 10 inside the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone, leading Van Buren County 7-0. 3 receivers right side, Benny Schürs in the backfield. He'll get the swing pass far sideline, cuts it upfield inside the 15. One-arm tackle, he'll break through inside the 10, and he'll lunge ahead to the 5. Another tough run, this time a reception technically for Benny Schürs. He'll get 13 more.
Yeah, he just about got his jersey ripped off of it, but a nice little play there. And I really thought the Warriors, you know, they're defending this a little bit better because I thought Schürs really might have had an angle to score, but they did a nice job of pursuit defensively to keep him out of the end zone.
1st and goal, Eagles quickly to the line, leading 7-0. Fake the handoff. Isaac Kack untouched. 6 for the Eagles. Touchdown, Pella Christian. 5 yards, just like that.
Ooh, just another drive there that again took less than 2 minutes off of the clock. It's just been an outstanding start. One of the things about PC is they move quickly. And they get to the line, they get their stance quickly, and when you get inside the 10-yard line, that's tough to defend. And great execution there from a veteran team.
So the PAT team is a little slow to get out again.
It's about the only thing moving slow for PC right now.
Noah Nunakoven's taken a few minutes, a couple times to get the tee. I don't think he's expecting the scores to come so quickly.
Yeah.
This was a 43-yard drive for the Eagles. And just 4 plays to get there, and now a whistle. Delay of game, I believe, is the call here. Or no, offsides. Play clock is at 0, but offsides the call before the snap. And Pella Christian can decline it. It really doesn't matter. Unless they're thinking of going for 2, which I don't at this point envision.
Yeah, they should have just declined it so that they could just keep doing their same thing.
Well, they move it up a yard
oh, well.
on the PAT try. Fancher, snap, hold, kick, perfect. 14-0, Pella Christian leads Van Buren. Inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth on the KRLS 2 stream. We'll have more after this.
Marion County Bank, we love the communities we serve.
In fact, it's why we do what we do. From the report card program that gives back to the school of your choice,
to all the community events, sponsorships, and donations we are proud to be a part of.
from the volunteer efforts of our staff,
to partnering in the success story of your business, farming operation, or personal financial journey. We go beyond banking. We share in the life of the community.
Marion County Bank, serving you, building community. Member FDIC.
Hormel Foods in Knoxville is hiring. Get paid positions up to $26.05 an hour. All 9 positions will receive a shift differential. Employees will be offered a referral program up to $1,500, weekly pay up to $1,000 weekly, a free 2-year college education for children of employees, compressive benefits, medical, dental, and prescription coverage, paid vacation and holidays, and 401k match, pension, and profit sharing. Apply today here at HormelJobsKnoxville.com.
Another touchback on the other side. Another Eagles touchdown. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr coming to you here on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. Our broadcast and video presentation is presented, as always, by Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy. Thank you to Frank and his team for getting us on the video tonight and enjoying that wonderful coverage. It enhances it, and it's, of course, going to Pella Fiber tonight and Pella TV as well. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr, 7:25 remaining inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Second possession for Van Buren County, down 14-0 to Pella Christian. Handoff goes right side and looking for an edge. Van Buren, and they won't find it. And that was Wyatt Mertens on the carry.
Yeah, Mertens with a little wiggle there. I mean, he really got to the sidelines quick, put on a nice move. But I thought it was really good open field tackling there from Jack Fancher, and that's something this defense has done well. Is when they're in space, that's one of the hardest things to do in football is make tackles in space. That time Fancher did a perfect job and wrapped him up.
Our first Strawberry Cellular instant radio update. They must have been a little bit earlier in Norwalk than expected tonight. We had 7:30 scheduled, 7 o'clock start, and winless DCG on top of their conference foes from Norwalk, 7-0. An intriguing start for the Warriors in Grimes tonight, and an offsides penalty. While we're talking about that update against Pella Christian, lining up offsides was a PC defensive lineman.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Yeah, a pre-snap offsides from lining up offsides. All right.
2nd and 4. Under center, looking to pass. It's Jackson Manning, and he will complete it. Good coverage, but Anthony Duncan was able to find it and patiently wait for it and get the first Warriors first down.
Yeah, you can see the connection that Manning and Duncan have. You know, that's one of the best combinations of passer and receiver in the state so far statistically. And that time, you know, Duncan just runs out to the flat. Manning really floated it out there, but that's how they know, right? He's got that down. And a nice little play to pick up the first down.
Clock is running, 6 minutes remaining in our opening quarter. All Eagles early, 14-0. Van Buren with their first down of the night. 2 receivers right side of the formation, pitch out, and then a cutback by Mertens, the running back. Nearly got free, but a good stop right at the edge of the earth there by the Eagles defense.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Cooper Spronk there, Mertens might still be running down into the end zone about now. But that's one of the things. This defense is really fast, and they pursue the football really well. But sometimes that hurts you. There was almost a little over pursuit that time.
Well, I think they were tricked because Van Buren did student body right. Everyone was going to the right, and Mertens kind of just stopped and hesitated, had a good cutback, and found some daylight. 2nd and 7, Van Buren trailing by 2 scores. They're at their own 38-yard line, have to get to the Eagles, or their own 45 for a first down. Play action fake, rolling out to his right. It's Jackson Manning near sideline, and it's through the fingertips of Lucas Fett, incomplete. Overshot him, incomplete, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, really not a bad play there from Manning. He's kind of running for his life as he just wasn't very comfortable in the pocket. Trevor Veenster was breathing down his neck, so he rolled out to the right, made a pass out there to Fett. Maybe could have grabbed it, but it's tough when you have to jump up in the air and you're getting hit as you're coming down to the ground. Good defense, but now you get a 3rd and 6, and these are always kind of interesting plays to see once.
Still wind in the face of Van Buren, by the way, as well. Down 2 scores, 2 tight ends. Still under center, it's Manning. And he'll set up a halfback pass. Has a man open downfield, Anthony Duncan, and it's dropped at the last second, incomplete. And maybe just enough coverage downfield for the Eagles and Colin Vanderwall as he was able to run under it. I think if the wind was at his back, that's a touchdown of Van Buren.
And you're spot on. The wind definitely played a factor there. I think you're right. I think the Warriors would have scored there. They threw it backwards to Sam Worth, and when the ball is thrown backwards, he gets a chance to throw it again. And I think Vanderwall maybe got a fingertip on that one there for the Eagles. If it wasn't for that, that might have been 6 points.
Punt is in the air for Benny Schürs at his own 30-yard line. A lot of space near side, cuts past one defender. Schürs sheds another tackle at the 45-yard line, and he's loose far sideline at the 50. There is a flag on the play, and this one is coming back at the 45-yard line. As it stands, 6 for the Eagles, touchdown Pella Christian. But this one may be coming back.
You know, it's funny because I watched the transaction happen. The ref threw the flag, and the Pella Christian kids that were around it, it's Josiah Deal was one of them, looked right at the ref like, did you call that on me? And he had a talk with Josiah Deal, and Deal was clapping afterwards like maybe it was against them. I don't know. But a great run there from Schürs.
Yeah, and now we're getting a discussion. I hate to rain on Benny Schürs' parade. I didn't mean to sound unexcited, but anytime you see a flag on a punt coverage,
I know, totally.
It's 99 out of 100 times on the return team.
And it is on them. Wow.
I stand corrected. 6 for the Eagles, touchdown Pella Christian. Benny Schürs, 65 yards on the punt return touchdown.
Are we going to give him a raise the roof moment just to make up
do
for
that.
it?
Let us do that. I went with my broadcaster instincts, JD, and I was wrong. But anytime you see a flag on kickoffs or punts.
For sure. That is almost, I was even thinking about it, that play that whenever you get a run back like that, it's going to be blocking the back or it's going to be holding. Something always happens, but this time it's clean. Benny Schürs, excellent return there to take it to the house.
Benny Schürs on the board with another touchdown. 6 for the Eagles, make it 7. It's 21-0 on the kickoff return for a score. We're going to keep it right here. When the moment arises and it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. JD, I've called probably 20 or so kickoff return touchdowns that have been called back in the last 8 years. I'm sorry, Benny. We're going to get you made up for later, that's for sure.
Right, you're just trying to protect yourself. I get it, right? You don't want to.
And our audience, you don't want, they
That's
see on the screen he's gone, there's a flag on the field. I digress.
Man, that was an interesting play, though, because you could tell by the blocks, they usually call out return left or return right. That was return left. It was all blocked. All the blocking was happening to the left side of the field. But Schürs must have saw something. Obviously, he did. He cut it back all the way to the right side of the field. Took that baby all the way to the house after breaking a couple tackles.
The big news here is Benny Schürs is turning into a real threat. Not that he wasn't last year, he was pretty good, but he has an extra gear about him, and he unofficially has had to have 6 or 7 broken tackles already tonight.
He's so much stronger than he was a year ago. He's so much more patient, and that's one of the things that you learn as a running back is you pick your spots, you pick your holes, and even as a punt returner, you see his patience paying off with that one.
So this will go for another touchback. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth with 4:40 remaining in our opening quarter. Still, it's all Eagles. A couple more Strauver Cellular instant radio updates. Carlson for Norwalk, a touchdown catch, 7-7 in that little Hawkeye Conference showdown in Grimes. It's also Indianola Lewis Central, top 10 showdown over in Council Bluffs, tied at 0 after 1. Our score here is 21-0. Pella Christian leads. Our Pella Motors game reset. The Eagles have only had 9 plays on offense to score 2 touchdowns and a kick return touchdown or a punt return touchdown, their third score. That's your PellaMotors.com radio game reset. Screen play, and it is blown up by Isaac Kakmarinsky in the backfield.
Yeah, a little middle screen play. I love the play call because the pass rush has been good. They let the pass rush through, which is exactly what you want to do. But if you're a Van Buren lineman, you're letting the pass rush through so that you can go block the linebackers. And that time, nobody got to Isaac Kakmarinsky. And Worth paid for it. He ended up on the turf in a hurry.
2nd and long. They are actually going to give him a half yard on the play. Not sure how, but Now outside of the shadow of the 20-yard line are the Van Buren County Warriors. And Jackson Manning waiting to go under center. 2 seconds on the play clock. And he'll pass, and pass rush coming to him, and he's got nothing to do but just sit here and let this one sail. And now there's a flag, illegal motion or illegal formation on the far sideline.
There's a flag on the play.
Yeah,
the signal.
They did mix it up there. Usually we've seen so far from the Warriors a pretty tight formation. That time they spread out their 2 wide receivers, and somebody must not have been on the line of scrimmage or motion or something. You see that a lot. Are they going to accept it? All right,
that's a bit surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, in most normal games, yes, you have a 21-0 lead, wind in the face. You might as well just make him go 3rd and 9, but no, it's a 5-yard penalty either way. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong decision there, but I think both of us would have made the opposite.
Yeah,
That's
it's
okay.
just a little surprising. And even in these spots, you haven't seen that from the Eagles. So.
Second shotgun snap we've seen out of Van Buren. It's Manning to throw far sideline, and that pass is caught, but for not much there. And another excellent open field tackle. We've said that a lot tonight. This time, Josiah Deal made that look easy for a short gain.
Yeah, you know, and I said this on the last broadcast, but for those Eagles fans out there, Josiah Deal is another one of those guys who's really stepped up and turned into a really nice football player. He doesn't play as much on the offensive side, so we maybe don't talk about his numbers, but he is just all over the field on the defensive side of the football. That time he's in coverage. He's great in the run game. Awesome job. And he's just he's a great example of the growth that we've seen from Pella Christian this season.
I think Van Buren, by the way, being very deliberate with the play clock here, trying to get out of this quarter. Manning to throw on 3rd down. Has a man open, but overthrows him. Incomplete. Anthony Duncan had beat his coverage far sideline, Colin Vanderwall, but instead now it's 4th down.
Man, if you want to poke holes in this defense, that's kind of the area that Pella Christian has struggled, is those big plays through the air. And that's twice now that Van Buren has really had a chance to make a big play. Certainly they're going against the wind, so maybe that's a factor in how this is playing out and not making that connection. But
Benny Schürs had the last punt return for a touchdown, and now Colin Vanderwall will come up after Peyton Ritzert thought he was going to get a shot too. So Vanderwall at his own 50, low snap. Kick is another wobbler. Vanderwall has it in Eagles territory already near sideline. Big stiff arm to break one tackle. Juke move across the field, and he's still on his feet inside the 30. The 25-20, one man to beat, angling. He wanted that touchdown, and he doesn't, but he's in the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone. Colin Vanderwall, a 27-yard return.
Yeah, it was almost one of those, anything you can do, I can do better, right? Colin goes, no, I'll take this one. Really nice move. Did a similar cutback that Schürs did. Got out to the right side there, but Worth was there to tackle him before he could get into the end zone. And it's, you know, you get to see the Eagles offense again, so it'll be nice for them. It's been a while for some of these linemen.
Yeah.
So they'll be excited to get back on the field and make an impact on the game.
2:29 first quarter. It's all Eagles, 21-0. Already inside the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone. 1st and 10. In fact, they'll mark it just behind it at the 21-yard line. Isaac Kakmarinsky has 2 tight ends in the formation, and Benny Schürs gets the carry. Big hole left side, inside the 15, cuts it to the 10, on his feet at the 5, one man to plow through, and he's in. 6 for the Eagles, touchdown Pella Christian. Benny Schürs making it look easy tonight, 21 yards.
Yeah, Benny Schürs again, like you said, an excellent blocking out front. Trevor Veenstra does an awesome job kind of with this fullback style. He's working the left side there. Toby Steen in the tackle spot. The blocking was excellent. Even his receivers blocked well. But again, you saw the patience there from Schürs to let the hole develop. Loved how he just kind of dropped his shoulder and went through a guy to get into the end zone.
2:19 remaining, and the PAT team is still.
This game is happening so fast.
Yeah.
And
that was a one-play drive.
Jogging out there is funny. Oh,
well, we might need to take a 5-yard penalty. The wind's at your back.
Yeah.
Well, the snap is off with 1 second on the play clock, and the PAT is still good. All Eagles, 28-0, 2:19 remaining in our opening quarter. Live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Pella Christian on Van Buren.
The lights in the car, white and red, white and red, white and red. The lights in the car, white and red at Central Tire and Auto.
If the lights on your car aren't white and red, don't wait until Mr. Officer makes you fix them. Stop into Central Tire and Auto. For tires, front-end work, their no-appointment oil change, full mechanical work on your vehicle, and the little things like new lights. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. Sing along.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we know how important it is for athletes to heal properly so that they can continue making plays and staying active. We pride ourselves in providing top-notch care for athletes of any age. Whether you're the quarterback for a local team, a leisurely runner, or somewhere in between, we've got you covered at Kinetic Edge. You can choose where you go for physical therapy. Choose Kinetic Edge. Contact us today at kineticedgept.com or at 621-0230.
And Fancher's kick goes for a touchback.
Benny Schürs has scored twice, and Jack Fancher, all his PATs good, all his kickoffs into the end zone. We are still in the first quarter on Eagle Lane. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella. The Eagles have had 10 plays on offense, 3 touchdowns, and a punt return for a score as well. Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella.
They're the veterinarians.
And that's summed up the night here, J.D. Only 1 third down attempt for PC. They're 1 for 1. 0 for 4 is Van Buren so far on their third down tries.
Sure, if you could have scripted a better start here for Pella Christian. Pretty much everything has gone their way. Really nice job from the offense. Puts them up 28-0, and now it's on the defense to. They want to keep a shutout. I know they're looking for that.
Manning eludes some pressure, and they'll throw the interception to Colin Vanderwall, and a turnover Eagles. Colin Vanderwall picks it off.
Yeah, Colin Vanderwall, we've talked about him a couple times on defenses. He's been involved in a couple plays. And it's good to see him there. High point the football, go get it. He's a factor on both sides of the ball. When the ball's in his area, he wants to go get it. Sets the Eagles up for great field position again as they try to score another one here before the end of the first quarter.
Well, we're going to call that our creative idea tonight, drawn up by Brand Appeal. For branding, print, web, video, or interactive, call Brand Appeal. Relentless, just like Colin Vanderwall, for you. 1st and 10, Pella Christian starts at the Van Buren 35-yard line, far hash mark. Isaac Kakmarinsky has 2 tight ends with Benny Schürs to his left, 1st and 10. Man in motion is Peyton Ritzert, and Van Buren will jump off sides. So 5 more yards here, the 3rd Van Buren penalty of the evening. Make that the 4th. The other one was declined on the punt return touchdown. Also have a Strawberry Cellular Instant Radio update. Norwalk 14-7. Lewis Central 7-0 on Indianola, 2nd quarter. 1st and 5, Pella Christian didn't need help, but they'll get some at the Van Buren 30-yard line. Ritzert's in motion again. He'll get the jet sweep handoff. Has a lot of blockers in front of him. Cuts it upfield at the 25, and he's inside the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone, out of bounds at the 18-yard line, a gain of 12.
Yeah, another well-executed play there from PC. It's kind of interesting in these spots to see what do the coaches do, right? Everything has worked so far, so do we continue to do the things that we've been doing and keep it on the ground? Or maybe you'll see Coach Cack say, you know what, now's our chance to work on some things. Let's evolve a little bit. Let's add some things to the playbook. So we'll see what this drive looks like and moving forward here for PC.
Trevor Veenstra to the left of Isaac Kakmarinsky in the up back position. Fake the handoff to Benny Schürs. Huge hole for Isaac Kack inside the 10, and he is untouched. Isaac Kakmarinsky, 6 for the Eagles. Touchdown Pella Christian, 17 yards, and he made it look easy.
Yeah, he did, and that was a beautiful play. It really is a great design as they fake the handoff. Obviously, you have to respect Benny Schürs, right? He scored 2 touchdowns. If you're going to fake a handoff to him, the defense has to acknowledge that. But one of the great things about that play is Colton Voss is coming from his right side. He's pulling out in front of Isaac Kakmarinsky and blocking. There was nobody for him to block.
And that's I want to give the huge props here tonight to the offensive line.
Yeah.
There have been nobody touching Benny or Isaac 3 or 4 yards from the line of scrimmage. And if those two have that kind of head of steam, they're unstoppable, and we're seeing that here tonight. That's the offensive line: Owen Miniga, Elliot Miniga, Colton Voss, Toby Steen, center Mitchell Van Zee. And we're already in continuous clock territory on Eagle Lane, 35-0, still in the first quarter. Inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
No one looks forward to having surgery, not even for their pets. It can be kind of a scary thing. This is Dr. Tim Yoder, the Tri-County veterinarian, and we strive to keep your pet safe and comfortable at all phases of the procedure. They'll receive preoperative blood work and anesthesia, warming, and electronic monitoring during the operation, plus post-operative pain management and supervised recovery. For elective surgeries or for that unexpected emergency, trust the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, where your pet's good health is our #1 concern.
They do take care of pets because they love them.
Are you ready to save big? Yeah, you. The carpool driving, crossfitting, building, and making warriors. Vision for Less owns selection, price, and speed. Glasses you need. Quality you deserve. Every day, all day, today. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs for just $38.71. Progressives 2 for $76.92. That's right. You want it, we've got it. Selection, price, speed. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. Vision for Less. Right glasses, right price, right now.
And we're back inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Andrew Schneider and JD Bohr. Another touchback. JD, our stat of the night here on KRLS 2, KNIA-KRLS.com. 12 plays for the Eagles offense, 5 first downs, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, you know, and the other thing about that is they've had such short fields, right? So shout out to the special teams, shout out to the defense for setting them up really well. And this is a team that right now PC leads the state in yards per carry, and so far they've shown why. They've been excellent.
So Van Buren is at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, and they've just had the 1 first down in the game so far. It came on a 3rd down conversion. Pella Christian has had 1 3rd down the entire game. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Shotgun, no, it's under center again for number 11, Jackson Manning. 3 running backs in the backfield. And this ends up as Lucas Fett getting 3 yards to the left side.
Yeah, this time they went back to that tight formation. You can tell that Van Buren County, you know, their strategy offensively is to show a lot of different things, right? You've talked about sometimes they're in shotgun, sometimes they're under center, sometimes they keep it really tight, sometimes they spread you out. And that's tough. You know, it's very different than what PC's doing. They're they are what they are, right? It's kind of vanilla, but they do it really well. And Van Buren's kind of trying to do things a different way. That time they handed up right up the middle, but none of it has worked very well. They've had chances with the deep ball. They just haven't been able to connect so far.
They're letting the play clock run all the way down, and it's delay a game.
Nah, got the timeout.
Got the timeout on a Vision for Less timeout, improving lives by helping people see better. If poor visibility is causing you to miss things, take a timeout and visit Vision for Less in Pella and get back in the game. 53 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Eagles 35-0 over Van Buren. Andrew Schneider and JD Bohr coming to you here from Eagle Lane. Let's go ahead and run down your Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. Norwalk 14-7 leaders over DCG. They're going into the second quarter over in Grimes. Do have an instant radio update coming in a second from Indianola, Lewis Central. We'll tell you about that. Pella Bondurant Farrar just starting. They're going to start at 7:30. Same for Knoxville and Fairfield. PCM, Iowa Falls, Alden all starting at 7:30. And we are tied up in your Strawberry Cellular instant radio update. Indianola 7, Lewis Central 7. Our score here is 35-0 Pella Christian. Andrew Schneider, JD Bohr. 2nd and 7, Van Buren County. The Warriors have it at their own 7-yard or 23-yard line, have 7 yards to get a first down. 1 first down for Lewis Central, and 9 either touchdowns or first downs for the Eagles so far on their offensive series.
Yeah, and this game has been entirely played on the
left half, our left half.
Right,
yep.
The Van Buren side of the field.
A lot of pressure. Pitch out left side for Van Buren, trying to get something positive going. Not much there. Get to the 25-yard line. That was Isaac Loeffler who gets the carry, gets 2. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, you know, not a lot, but it does set them up, right? I mean, you want to get into some manageable situations on 3rd down. So even though those runs, you know, you only got about a couple yards on each run, it's not a big deal, but it does set them up here for the 3rd down with a lot of options. And of course, you're thinking Duncan, right? He's that kind of their go-to receiver. We'll see if they find him here.
3rd down, bunch formation, a lot of pressure, and that's incomplete. And what makes that such a big incomplete play is, I know it sounds maybe inconsequential, the continuous clock is rolling, That's right. It's continuous clock, so it didn't matter. I thought the clock was going to stop for a second. Even I forgot.
You're right. That would be a big deal with the wind. But.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Continuous clock is already rolling on Eagle Lane, as are the Eagles. 35-0 over Van Buren inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Second quarter when we come back. Bum, bum, bum.
$4 for CNAs. Ready to learn more? Call me today at the cottages or stop by and see me. We'd love to welcome you to the job you've been looking for.
Back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth, Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr. Pella Christian has Van Buren at 4th and 4. Win now at the back for the Warriors for the first time, but obviously a lot has happened in the first 12 minutes on the clock of this game, J.D., and Wind is now at the back of the punt team, but obviously that might be the only positive momentum here for Van Buren, is that Pella Christian might get pinned a little bit deeper here.
Yeah, I'm sure the Warriors were kind of happy to see it go to quarter because they got to talk about their punt unit. It obviously hasn't been great. They've had 2 punts. One of them was returned for a touchdown, and the other one was almost returned for a touchdown. So this is something that the Warriors got to shore up here.
Oh, the snap is dropped. They'll get the kick away. It's a low line drive. And we jinxed it. Pella Christian will still only have their second worst starting field position at the 44-yard line. The first drive, JD, started at their own 43, but there is a flag that may help the Van Buren cause here.
Yeah, the flag came in really late. It's kind of a weird play.
Well, it's a personal foul against somebody from Eagle Lane.
Yeah, probably a late hit, as there was just some blocking going down the field, and it really wasn't necessary, as that ball was never going to be returned.
And just as I jinxed it, Pella Christian now will have their worst starting field position at their own 29-yard line. Well, JD, you want to take, we have time to mention, if you aren't at the game tonight, you might want to come by Eagle Lane tomorrow morning to support the Eagles football team. Their delicious football breakfast, I believe, starts at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Eagle Lane, free will donation. You'll support the team, and you'll get to meet your 4-0 Eagles, possibly.
Yeah,
that's say 4-0 Eagles now. Yeah, I'll say that with confidence.
Yeah, it's a great thing. One of the things that we have here at Pella Christian as a coach of the basketball team, I can say the community support is outstanding, as you're well aware of as well. So it'd be great to see some community members there too.
Pella Christian at their own 29-yard line, 35-0 lead over Van Buren, just starting here in the second quarter. 1st and 10, Isaac Cack to throw. Has Peyton Ritzard on a screenplay near side. He's up to the 40-yard line with a caravan in front of him, and there is a flag coming in from behind at the 32-yard line. Another late flag here against the Eagles. As it stands, it would be a 17-yard gain.
Yeah, I missed the call. Did he call a holding?
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's a fun little play. I mentioned the fact that what are they going to do? Are they going to stick with what they've been doing or do some different things? There was a little screen pass, a little tunnel screen. I haven't really seen that from Pella Christian so far this year. And it looked like they executed it perfectly, but apparently not, as the holding call is going to bring this play back.
To their own 25-yard line, so a 4-yard penalty. 11:31 in our second quarter. 35-0 Eagles. Pella Christian now has 75 yards to make it a 6-score game. Into the win for the first time for the Eagles offense, and Isaac Kakmarinsky. He's got 2 tight ends, as he has most of the night. Isaiah Breams and Trevor Veenstra, 2 receivers in the formation. Veenstra shifts to his left. And another flag.
Man. What is happening?
And
that was a strange, I didn't even hear a whistle. It was a pre-snap false start, and it looked like nobody even knew that there was a flag except for the receiver who committed the false start.
This adds to the rushing yard total in theory, JD. Pella Christian leads the state, but
yeah, this is about the only thing slowing down Pella Christian so far are these penalties. In this drive, you got 3 plays in a row here where they're moving backwards.
1st and 19. Handoff goes to Benny Schürs. Schürs cuts it back, and he'll get back to what the previous line of scrimmage was, maybe gets 4.
Yeah, that's the best play there that Van Buren has had as PC is moving really quickly to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there from the sophomore Camden Nussbaum.
4 receivers for Isaac Kack on the hurry up. Kack Marinsky all day to throw, going for it all. A lot of traffic, tipped around and intercepted. What a nice play in traffic by Isaac Loeffler as Isaac Kack heaved up a prayer, and it came down with the right answer for Van Buren. So after having the wind at their back, JD, and looking unstoppable for the first quarter, then all of a sudden on the other side, 3 penalties in a row and a turnover.
Yeah, nice defense there from Van Buren. Really nice job of, they only brought 3. So, but the thing is, when you only bring 3, the pass protection was excellent. Kack Marinsky had all day to think about what he wanted to do, where he wanted to throw it. He decided to just take his shot down the field, threw a bomb. But Van Buren had everything covered, and a great job by Loeffler to hang on to that one.
I thought the other problem is the Eagles had 3 receivers converging.
Yeah.
It wasn't well spaced downfield as well. First turnover for this high-powered Pella Christian offense. A swing pass here for Van Buren, and Isaac Kack will make Anthony Duncan's run a lot shorter than he had hoped. And then a late flag on the far sideline. They're going to call a late penalty on this one. It's going to be 15 yards, first down Van Buren is what it's got to be. Isaac Kack hit him about 2 yards inbounds and carried him out of bounds.
It looked like they called a face mask.
Okay. Which I'm also not sure how that happened.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it seems interesting. Didn't look like an angle. It's just a
5-yarder.
5-yarder. Okay, you don't see that very often.
All of a sudden, maybe the officials are getting a little bored out there both ways.
Lots of flags, that's right.
They got to get their routine going and get it out of the hip pocket. So that'll set up 1st and 3. That's not one you see every day. That's a 7-yard penalty. All right. That's against PC. 21 yards on 4 penalties. 1st and 3. Van Buren has 1 first down. Here's a pitch in the backfield, and good job by the Eagles' defensive front. As coming across the formation was number 23, Lucas Fett, and he'll actually lose a yard.
Yeah, it's kind of a different looking play there as they try to get to the edge. But the problem for Van Buren County is that before he could get to the edge, Austin Madzulin was in the backfield. Really nice job from his defensive tackle spot to disrupt that play from the start.
We have 1 touchdown each from all of our late kicks. PCM 7, Bondurant Farrar 7, Fairfield 7 leading in those 3 games in your Strasburg Cellular Instant Radio updates. That pass, that's a fumble, right? It slipped out of his hand, and the officials quickly call it incomplete. But that looked like it never left the hand properly of number 11, Jackson Manning. And by my eye, JD, looked like it was a fumble and a break here for Van Buren, incomplete.
Yeah, those are weird plays. In the NFL, the last couple of years they talked about an open hand thing, right? If you don't have.
That's what it looked like. There's the ball.
Yeah, I thought it maybe could have been a fumble. You're right.
Went out, but either way, it's now 3rd down, the 5th third down try for Van Buren. They're at their own 45-yard line. Under center is Manning, and he will hand it off 1st down and more into Eagles territory, down to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, that was the best looking play that the Warriors have had all night. Nice job there on 3rd and 5. They keep it on the ground. They give it to Sam Worth, one of their best runners, and he did a nice job of just getting downhill, right? Nothing fancy. Put his head down, get the 10 yards, pick up the 1st down, and keep this drive moving.
Clock is moving, 7:29 remaining. Van Buren in Eagles territory for the first time tonight at the 45-yard line, down 35-0 to Pella Christian. This is the Class 1A District 6 opener. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr coming to you on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel and on the KRLS 2 stream at KNIA-KRLS.com. Bunch formation for Jackson Manning. He'll hand it off to his left, and nothing there for Worth, and he'll lose a yard.
Yeah, it looked like that was actually the same play that they ran on 3rd down. They tried to run it the other way, and nothing going on there. Keegan Fatma, who kind of plays a defensive end spot for PC, was in the backfield, wrapped him up for the tackle.
Yeah, the Eagles rotate quite a bit in on that defensive front, and that's a good sign. And a lot of it, that's a luxury for a 1A team. They don't have a lot of guys that go both ways on that line.
Yeah, in fact, the offensive line, those guys don't take any defensive snaps, right. So that's a pretty big deal, and that's certainly an advantage moving forward for PC.
Well, and looks like another yellow hanky on the field. A little more obvious on this one, the false start on Van Buren. They'll set them 5 back into their own territory.
It's been a little sloppy, huh? There's just been a lot of penalties both ways.
4 accepted penalties for both teams for a combined 37 yards so far.
Yeah, you'd hope by week 4 that a lot of that stuff you kind of have figured out. Of course, there's always going to be penalties, but Not a great start in that regard for either team.
Correction, add the 15-yarder that was on Pella Christian's last drive, and that number is much higher, 52 yards. 2nd and 16, at their own 49-yard line. In shotgun is Manning. Blitz coming from the Eagles, and it's dropped, far sideline incomplete. Pass was on the numbers, but Anthony Duncan, I think, was thinking about the green space ahead of him. The old cliche, he was looking downfield before he had the ball in his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, you know, and I love the different formations that Van Buren County is doing. That time, you know, Manning's, I thought he could have sat in the pocket. You know, the problem is you get hit a couple times, that rush comes at you, and you start thinking when you get that snap, I got to start running for my life. That time he probably might have been better off settling in the pocket and making that throw. Although it did look like he's got a nice arm when he's on the move. So
3rd and long. Van Buren is 1 of 5 on 3rd down tries, and they'll bunch up the formation to pass. A lot of pressure again. It's flung over to the right side for Wyatt Mertens, and he'll get past the line of scrimmage and into Eagles territory, but he needed the Eagles 35 for a 1st down, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a screen play. I don't think it was, but it kind of looked like one at the end as he just kind of dumped it off. But good pursuit from PC to not allow him to get upfield.
Do have a vision for less injury timeout. A hobbled Warrior back to the far sideline. 35-0 is our score. 5:11 remaining. This is a Pella Motors game reset where you'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee. Shout out, he's across the way. Brian Vandaloon, by the way, moving on from his car dealership work to Third Church. Made me think about my good friend Brian, who's at Pella. And we're already punting the ball. Nearly blocked. And that's returnable here for Peyton Ritzert. Has some blocking. He's up to the 30-yard line before he finds a pack of Warriors past the 30 to the 32. So another good return for the Eagles of 14 yards, 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's the 3rd different Eagle to return a kick. And it just makes you appreciate the fact that there really is good depth on this Eagles team. You know, thankfully they've avoided any injuries, and you know, hopefully they can continue to avoid injuries, but they're starting to build out that depth a little bit just to make sure that they got their spots covered, that they got guys that can do multiple different things. That's an important part of a season. Any football season, you got to be ready. You got to have guys who are ready to step into different roles.
Clock is moving with 4 minutes remaining in the half. 1st and 10, Eagles 35, Van Buren 0. Pella Christian football at their own 33-yard line. Isaac Cack, play action. Has a man open near sideline. It's Richards, scooped up nearly off the turf, and Richards thrown out of bounds and gets an Eagles 1st down. He'll gain 12.
And the PC receivers, that's been something that a lot of people around here have been talking about. Can they find reliable receivers? That time Peyton Ritzert is making a case because that was an awesome play. That ball was low. You know, Isaac Kakmarinsky definitely wants to put that thing on the numbers, and it might have been more. But great job by Ritzert to pick that thing up before it hit the ground and turn upfield for a nice gain.
Clock still rolling, 3:21 remaining. 1st and 10, Pella Christian at their own 46-yard line, 1st and 10. That is the 10th Eagles 1st down. Benny Schürs will get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe one.
Yeah, that time it's Sam Worth. We've talked about him on both sides of the football. He's a good player. He's physical. Did a nice job from his linebacker spot. He took on the block of Toby Steen and was literally like holding off the block with one arm and making the tackle with the other one. Really nice job.
Eagles quickly to the line. 4 receivers on 2nd and 9. Isaac Cack swings it out to Benny Schürs. This is a carry. Went behind the line of scrimmage. Schürs to the 45, inside of Van Buren territory, past the 40 and down to the 36-yard line. Benny Schürs adds 17 more and 1st down Eagles.
Man, that's a nice little element there to get the ball out in space to Schürs. And again, we've mentioned it before, but the blocking was really good. This time it's the receivers who are out there. I know Jack Fancher was one of them. I didn't catch. Maybe Isaiah Breams was the other one who was setting nice blocks down the field to spring open a nice game.
11 Eagles 1st downs or touchdowns in the game. 2 tight ends in the set for Isaac Kakmarinsky at the Van Buren 36-yard line, up 35-0. Bullet pass tipped and drops harmlessly to the ground. Isaac put up too much on the fastball there. It's one of those at the eyes of the batter, 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, you know, Isaac, you see him tapping his chest. He missed that one. You know, he wants that one back because Breams would have had a nice little catch and run there. I don't think he's scoring, but it just keeps the momentum of the drive. And you miss a pass like that, just a nice, easy one. And now things slow down a little bit. And with under 2 minutes to go, the Eagles have to move rather quickly here.
And the clock is running. There's no stoppages here except for timeouts. Here is Benny Schürs inside the 30. A lot of space to the 20. Has one man to beat at the 10, and he zooms on by him. 6 for the Eagles. Touchdown, Pella Christian. 36 yards. Another house call for Benny Schürs.
Benny has been excellent. Nice vision, nice speed. But once again, was he touched that play?
No.
I don't think he was. Just the blocks were really good. This time it's Peyton Ritzert, who's down the field. He's a wide receiver. They're winning the one-on-one plays all over the field, and that's how you have these big plays. Awesome job here from PC.
That drive went 5 plays and 66 yards.
We
Still
went
no
about,
third down.
Yeah, we went about 12 minutes without a score there.
Yeah.
Right, because it was in the first quarter. The Eagles finally get on the board here in the second quarter.
And Fancher will kick into the win for the first time tonight, although it has significantly died down from where it was even in the first quarter. Kick is up, and it is good. With 1:29 until the half, it's all Eagles. 42-0 inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Above all, you want to create something you're proud of. At Precision Pulley and Idler, each employee receives countless hours of instruction. That's why Precision Pulley and Idler is not only proud, but understands the work our area students put in each year to make their own season a success. Precision Pulley and Idler encourages our area students to combine a strong work ethic and attitude to achieve their goals this season. Precision Pulley and Idler, we keep it moving.
At Nederlanders Tap and Golf, we've been slowly expanding our food options, and we want you to come try us out. Our customers love our variety of 12 different specialty gourmet hot dogs, like the Mac Daddy dog with mac and cheese and bacon, and the Dutch dog with Pella bologna and Gouda cheese. We also have a variety of munchies like cheese curds, tater tots, and wings. And on Wing Wednesday, you can get a discount on half and full orders of our garlic parm, buffalo, and honey barbecue wings. Come try our expanded food menu at Nederlanders Tap and Golf next to El Charo and Pella.
Fancher set to kick this one away. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr coming to you inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast with a low line drive, and that is returned on the near sideline. And a couple of Eagles will converge at the 22-yard line. That was Austin Franklin with the return. Decent field position for Van Buren, 1st and 10. Got a bunch of Strawberry South, the other instant radio updates. Norwalk and DCG tied at 14 in the second quarter. It's Fairfield after one quarter leading Knoxville 14-0. At last check-in, it was Pella and Bondurant tied 7-7 across town. That one's on Pella Dutch Live, also on Pella TV tonight. It's 1st and 10, Van Buren County. It's been a long night so far for the Warriors, who have just 2 first downs on the night. They're at their own 23-yard line. Clock is already running with 46 seconds remaining.
Yeah, at this point, they really only have to run about one play, and it'll be halftime.
And they were to 10 players, and so they'll take a vision for less timeout or a delay a game. Or they'll get...
Or speed out there. There it is. All right.
It should be an illegal motion, and it is. Incomplete pass. Clock is stopped for the penalty, but it'll roll us to halftime anyway.
Pass intended for Fett is incomplete.
Does the clock stop for a penalty?
Yes. Now the officials were trying to stop
for a penalty.
At this rate, it'll give us halftime.
Yep. All right. Great first half here from Pella Christian. I mean,
penalty was declined.
We're not going to have the most exciting second half, as obviously that clock will roll and it'll go really fast. But PC is going to go to halftime really happy with the way that they executed on both sides of the football.
We'll talk about it inside our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show when we come back. After this, on that clock took a long time to get to those last 10 seconds. After this, on KNIA-KBLS.com, Pella Christian 42, Van Buren 0.
Since launching our Prez Listing Advantage in 2018, area home sellers have saved over $750,000 by working with Pella Real Estate Services compared to a 6% commission. I'm Sierra Bukai, and that savings is one way we're investing in lives through real estate. The average seller saves about $5,000 for their nest egg or to put towards their next purchase. If it's time to sell, let us help you, a friend, a colleague, or whomever save money by calling 628-1BUI for Pella Real Estate Services.
The lights in the car, white and red, white and red, white and red. The lights in the car, white and red at Central Tire and Auto.
If
If the lights on your car aren't white and red, don't wait until Mr. Officer makes you fix them. Stop into Central Tire and Auto. For tires, front-end work, their no-appointment oil change, full mechanical work on your vehicle, and the little things like new lights. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. Sing along. You head out to work, back in to check on the kids. Your husband heads out for work, back in for lunch. You head out to the grocery store, back in for the evening. In and out, in and out, in and out, all day long. Of course, while you're going in and out, your garage door is going up and down. And over the course of time, springs, rollers, hinges, they all break down. Don't wait until the door won't go up and down and you can't go in and out. Call DeYoung Door Service for an inspection of your garage door today.
We're the gurus of garage doors, DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
At Ulrich Ford Lincoln in Pella, we understand the need for a truck. Whether you're using it to get your kids' furniture from their dorm, towing a recreational vehicle, or in the field on the job, we've got you covered. Our store consistently has between 50 and 100 used trucks to choose from. No matter what cab or configuration you're looking for, you're likely to find something on our lot. Check us out at ulrichford.com or swing out to Marion County's Used Truck Center and look at some options with one of our certified sales consultants. We're Ulrich Ford Lincoln in Pella, taking care of you since 1935.
This is Kim at the Fairfield Inn and Suites in Oskaloosa, inviting you to come stay with us. We're a brand new facility that boasts state-of-the-art amenities coupled with the local charm of Oskaloosa. Our pool and fitness center is open to our guests, and free breakfast will start your day off right. Call and book with us today, or use our Marriott Bonvoy app. We look forward to seeing you.
Are you a new or expecting parent? Join Pella Regional Health Center for a baby fair on Saturday, September 24th from 9 until noon at the main entrance lobby located at 404 Jefferson Street in Pella. Learn how to be better prepared for your best adventure yet. Take a tour of the beautiful boutique-inspired Family Birthing Center. Learn about resources available to you, explore vendor booths, and ask questions to our medical providers and staff. Fun giveaways and a grand prize drawing for a Graco Pack and Play. Learn more at pellahealth.org/babyfair.
What's the beef about beef? It all comes down to where it comes from. That's why you can count on Hy-Vee Choice Reserve beef. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve comes from only the best Midwest farmers and ranchers. And we say only the best because less than 10% of USDA choice beef even meets Hy-Vee's strict standards for tenderness and flavor. Less than 10%. Hand-selected, cut fresh daily. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve is your choice for the best beef.
Sprunk drives, kicks to Fancher to Andringa, who's going to get it inside to Mulder, and Mulder with the slam! Tonight's Raise the Roof moment of the game, presented by Randall Roofing.
Randall Roofing is proud to sponsor the Raise the Roof moment of the game and support our local teams. When it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Find us on Facebook or visit randallroofs.com. Thinking new roof? Think Randall Roofing.
And this is the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. The Central Tire and Auto for tires from Network. There no appointment oil change, the full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. A ho-hum night at the office here for the Eagles, making a statement early. 42 first half points, 5 touchdowns in the first quarter. It is all PC. It's time to go inside the numbers, delivered by Pella Fiber. For Pella Christian total, 42 points to 0 for Van Buren, 10 first downs to 2, and obviously all the touchdowns on top of that, 5 on offense. So 15 Eagles offensive plays, JD, have resulted in either a first down or a touchdown. 151 yards on the ground, 221 total plays for the Eagles to just 38 total yardage gained for Van Buren of the Warriors. Each team with a turnover, throwing an interception, 5 punts for Van Buren, 0 for Pella Christian, 5 Eagles penalties for 42 yards, 3 for 15 for Van Buren. Time of possession is close, although the continuous clock aiding Van Buren in that last series. Individually, Benny Schürs over 100 yards rushing. He has 2 touchdowns and a return touchdown. Isaac Kakmarinsky is 5 of 8 passing for 70 yards with a touchdown and a pick. On the other side, Sam Worth, the leading rusher, 9 yards on the ground. Jackson Manning is 5 of 13 passing for 20 yards and 1 interception. It's Inside the Numbers, delivered by Pella Fiber, where every home gets a gig. Join today at PellaFiber.com, and we welcome our audience joining us on Pella TV through the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel as well. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr coming to you inside our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. We'll go ahead and take our first quick break here, and then J.D. and I will break down the second half when we come back inside the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. Pella Christian 42, 0 for Van Buren. 0 for
the City of Pella reminds residents of the lawn maintenance regulations. City code states that growths of grass or weeds in excess of 8 inches shall be determined a nuisance. It is also unlawful to deposit grass or lawn debris into a street or alley. Property owners are also responsible for trimming tree limbs and shrubs that may overhang streets and sidewalks. City staff would like to encourage everyone to do their part in abiding by the regulations, which will help keep our community safe and looking its best. This message has been brought to you by the City of Pella.
When it comes to your broadband connection, numbers definitely matter. With Pella Fiber, every residential customer gets gigabit speeds for only $75 per month. Working or schooling from home, gigabit speeds up and down make sharing files and meeting online hassle-free. And forget about the weather, fiber optic broadband isn't affected by it. Pella Fiber is your community-owned, fiber-only broadband provider, so their only priority is you. They don't do data caps or throttling, so your last download of the month is as fast as your first. Visit PellaFiber.com today to learn more.
Pella Cinemas proudly presents The Woman King, rated PG-13. It's a remarkable true story of the all-female unit of warriors who protected their African kingdom in the 1800s with skills and fierceness unlike anything the world has ever seen. Also showing at Pella Cinemas is the uplifting true story Gigi and Nate, rated PG-13, in which a curious and intelligent monkey named Gigi helps a quadriplegic find hope. And don't miss Kinnick, the documentary, an in-depth look into the story of Niall Kinnick. For a list of showtimes, visit Pella-Cinemas.com and enjoy a movie at Pella Cinemas.
Where is everybody? Hello? Is anybody here?
You survived another tax season, and those fly-by-night tax preparers all seem to have disappeared. Your friends at Van Manen, Seatstra, Meyer, and Nickel are here for you all year long. Your life is chaotic, crazy, super busy, and you don't just need help during tax season. Let Van Manen, Seatstra, Meyer, and Nickel help you every day, all year long. Save time, gain peace of mind with Van Manen, Seatstra, Meyer, and Nickel.
At Marion County Bank, we love the communities we serve.
In fact, it's why we do what we do. From the report card program that gives back to the school of your choice,
to all the community events, sponsorships, and donations we are proud to be a part of.
From the volunteer efforts of our staff,
to partnering in the success story of your business, farming operation, or personal financial journey. We go beyond banking. We share in the life of the community.
Marion County Bank, serving you, building community. Member FDIC.
The Pella community features wonderful Dutch architecture all around town, but there's one place in downtown Pella that takes you right into the heart of Amsterdam. A beautiful brick walk featuring a winding canal, a working drawbridge, and a classic old world atmosphere. Welcome to the Molengracht, home to Pella's finest lodging at the Amsterdam Hotel. Dining with Liberty Street Kitchen and Oriental Express, beautiful U Salon, Pella Nail Salon, the Pella Window and Door Showroom, and many service businesses. You can even take in a movie at Pella Cinemas. Good luck to our local sports teams from the Molengracht in Pella.
Hi, this is Tim Tagernheis, owner of Culver's Restaurant here in Pella. Fall is one of my favorite times of the year. I love watching football and I love going to football games. Like many of you, I'm a huge fan of the Dutch, the Eagles, and the Central Dutch. If you're looking for a quick meal on your way to the game or a tasty treat when it's over, stop into Culver's in Pella. We'll make you a fresh, never frozen burger just how you want it, one of our famous concrete mixers, or any of our other great menu items. We're locally owned and involved in your community. Culver's Restaurant in Pella.
At Smash Park in Pella, there's always an exciting event right around the corner, and the best way to keep up to date is to download the Smash Park mobile app. Whether it's Sunday brunch bingo, a pickleball event, dodgeball or darts tournament, or a watch party for the Bachelorette or the upcoming big game, we'll have all the details in our app. You'll also see special offers and coupons, and use it to check out the menu when you come to eat. Download the Smash Park mobile app and come to play, drink, and eat at Smash Park in Pella.
Accidents come in all shapes and sizes, like those little door dings from that person who wedges their vehicle into a tight parking space, the stray foul ball that happens to find your vehicle, the road rash your bumper gets from a high curb, or an unexpected encounter with a deer out on his evening stroll. No matter how big or small those scratches or dents are, trust Langstrad Auto Body to get it fixed. They put their experience and state-of-the-art technology to work for you to fix it right the first time. Langstrad Auto Body, where you don't have to look for a quality repair.
Back inside our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show on the KRLS 2 stream, Andrew Schneider and JD Bohr. Let's run down what has been a very busy Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard across the region. Just drop the scores. Now here we go. 21 all, Norwalk and DCG tied as they're still not at halftime there. PCM 21, Iowa Falls, Alden 0. That's in the second quarter. Knoxville on the board, 14-8 in the second quarter, 10:42, a lot of time for the Panthers. Indianola 7, Lewis Central 7 at the half, and Pella 7, Bondurant Farrar 7. They're going into the second quarter across town. That's your Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. Andrew Schneider and JD Bohr as the Marching Eagles set to take the field. JD, it's going to be a very quick second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service, because the Eagles don't need a whole lot of adjusting. They've done everything they needed to in the first half. One turnover, a couple of penalties there that got them, but obviously at that point you're already up 35-0. In the grand scheme of things, it won't matter, other than you'd like to maybe clean some of that up.
Yeah, I think they're probably talking about let's clean up the penalties. And then the other thing is the big play. Let's not give up a big play. Last week they were really disappointed that they couldn't get that shutout. It came down to literally the last play for the Mustangs to get on the board, and I think they're probably motivated to try to finish this one well.
Your second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. One of the quickest ways to adjust the look of your home, especially with winter coming, is a new garage door from the gurus of garage doors at DeYoung Door Service.
We're the gurus of garage doors, DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
And the Marching Eagles are on the field. Pella Christian last year was in their first ever competition. They'll return to the Marching Dutch Invitational coming up on Saturday, September the 24th. I believe they're at the 4 o'clock hour somewhere. They're an early performer coming up at the Marching Dutch Invitational. I'll have a chance to watch them again coming up there. And they're going to take us to our next break inside our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. Here are the Marching Eagles.
said, let's make it happen.
An eco-friendly lawn care business that uses goats instead of mowers makes heads turn. But my business plan and numbers are solid. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
Planting 1,000 trees on our cattle farm to block the breeze?
It makes for good neighbor relations, and my numbers were good. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
Bank Iowa, equal housing lender. Member FDIC. All loans are subject to approval.
Toro designs lawn mowers and lawn tools to make your yard cleanup easy. With innovative features that are intuitive, hassle-free, and time-saving. Toro will make your yard the envy of your neighbors. Check out Toro's complete line of walk mowers, zero-turn riders, and handheld equipment at DeRuyter Lawn Equipment in Pella.
What's the beef about beef? It all comes down to where it comes from. That's why you can count on Hy-Vee Choice Reserve beef. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve comes from only the best Midwest farmers and ranchers. And we say only the best because less than 10% of USDA choice beef even meets Hy-Vee's strict standards for tenderness and flavor. Less than 10%. Hand-selected, cut fresh daily. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve is your choice for the best beef.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Ask me, Lance Klein, at the Verduff Agency in Pella, if auto owners make sense for you.
This month at Pella Motors is Chevy truck season, which means $1,000 towards accessories on any new Chevrolet Silverado or Colorado. Receive up to $5,000 off a brand new Ram 1500, $2,500 off Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit, or take advantage of 0% for 72 months on select models. Right now at Pella Motors, it's the time to trade because we are dealing. Stop in or see us online at PellaMotors.com.
While we're enjoying our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show here, they're still in the second quarter across town, and it's a 6 for the Dutch touchdown. Pella. Luke Hartman on 3rd and 11, finding C.J. Shetterly for 46 yards. A big upset brewing across town as Pella up by a score on Bondurant Farrar. Our score here, 42-0 JD, as we wrap up the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. For tires, front end work, their no appointment oil change and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Shonda Ward and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. And here, things are going very smoothly for the Eagles. They're 4-0 at this point, JD. There's no comeback happening. At this point, maybe 1 or 2 more series for the offense just to keep up conditioning, work on a few things that you'd like to work on and go from there. But other than that, Pella Christian has to feel really good about how they played this first half.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think you said it, that they'll probably keep those guys out there for a little bit. You want to keep some rhythm. You know, obviously last year they didn't play this game, and sometimes that's tough. You know, you just get into this rhythm of playing all the time, and this team's going to have to learn how to play for 3 quarters, for 4 quarters to win football games. Tonight won't be one of those nights, but they will stay out there a little bit, get some run. You know, Pella Christian has done things a little bit differently this year, playing some more freshman-only games instead of true JV games. So some of these sophomores who don't get to see the field as much, this is really their chance to get on the field and go make some plays, so you'll see them rotate in some different guys.
We're live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth on the KRLS2 stream. Andrew Schneider and JD Board coming to you here. Let's tell you about our fan of the game presented by Delivery.com. We had our Yamoto pregame. You can order whenever you want throughout the week. Game nights are perfect nights, and Jessica Hook has a $10 credit on her next order. You can go to Yamoto, Liberty Street Kitchen, George's, Canaritos, Dutch Fix, all delivered to your front door at your convenience. You can have fresh food just like Jessica did and become our fan of the game next week on Delivery.com. Opening kick from Fancher coming here as we have a fresh 12 minutes on the clock, and it will be rolling here. And for fans that are interested, there's still 4:02 left across town. If you want a double header of football, they'll be getting done with halftime as we're going into the 4th quarter at this rate. But as it stands, JD, the Pella Christian defense, we talked a little bit in our pregame about the importance of containing the pass. And there were a few blown coverages early. I think fortune was favoring the Eagles with the wind in the face of Van Buren. Right. But since then, they've really locked things down, had a turnover, just 20 yards passing for the Warriors, the road team.
Yeah, the Warriors. That's for them. They're trying to score, right? They got to find a way to get something on the scoreboard here in the second half, and I think they're going to try to do it through the air. They're going to see if they can bomb a couple deep. Obviously, Duncan is a big-time playmaker for them, and he's been really, really close a couple times to reeling one of those long ones in. And we'll see as they get the ball here first if they try to do that.
Side-winding kick will stay inbounds as it goes into the end zone for Pylon for a touchback.
Man, what a weapon, though. That's a big deal because in high school football especially, right, more than college football or the NFL, you're always worried on these kickoffs. If they got a guy, if they get a couple good blocks, if they can take one back all the way or set themselves up for good field position. So to have a veteran kicker like Jack Fancher who can put one through the end zone, and he's done so here tonight a couple different times. So really good job there from Fancher.
So 1st and 10, Van Buren County. 2 first downs in the first half. Want to improve on that here in the next 24 minutes of action. Quarterback is Jackson Manning. He's been in all sorts of different formations. By the way, a double personal foul on Pella. We'll talk about that in a second in the Strawver Cellular Instant Radio update. Meanwhile, Isaac Kakmarinsky will meet Wyatt Mertens 5 yards closer to the end zone. A loss of 5 on the play.
Oh, man, Mertens got the ball, and he immediately tried to run away from Kakmarinsky, but Isaac wasn't letting him go anywhere, and he buries him behind the line.
So 2 personal fouls on Pella, a late hit out of bounds, and the coaching staff wasn't happy and got a foul thrown against them. It's 14-0 Dutch, but Bondurant Farrar now moving the football due to the penalty over across town on 92.1 KRLS. Our score here is 42-0. A loss of 5, and the clock is running here for the Warriors. 11:23 and counting, down 42-0. Manning under center. Flush to his right immediately. A lot of pressure, and he'll throw this one away. And that's got to be close to intentional grounding. I'm guessing they'll say he got out of the tackle box, but there were no Warriors on the near side near that football.
Yeah, he just needs to get outside the box and throw it across the line of scrimmage, and it looks like he barely did. But you can just tell Manning is not comfortable back there. The second he takes his drop, he's just running. He's almost always running out to the right. Unfortunately for him, that time he ran away right away, but there wasn't even a receiver out to the right to find him to find someone to throw to.
Got some Strawver Cellular Instant Radio updates. PCM 28, Iowa Falls Alden 0. It's the Panthers leading 15-14 on Fairfield in the second quarter.
Right.
A wild one at Kenlock Stadium. Double clutch on the throw near sideline is dropped. Incomplete, and that was a dangerous throw by Manning on 3rd down. Not that it really mattered anyway, but that was close to pick 6 territory. Instead, it's incomplete.
Yeah.
And Van Buren, with the wind howling in their face, will likely kick this one away.
And this will be a tough punt. Like you said, the wind's really picking up, so that's going to be a factor here. But yeah, anytime you throw it to the wide side of the field and out route, the ball just hangs in the air forever. You start thinking that might be a pick 6, but good defense there from Fancher to not let him catch it.
This kick is pretty good into a stiff 25-mile-an-hour wind gust here easily, and it takes a Van Buren roll back to a familiar spot for the Eagles at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, Pella Christian. It is the Eagles offense. Back onto the field. We'll see who and what selection of Eagles in just a moment. With 9:33 remaining here in the third quarter. That's a PellaMotors.com radio game reset. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr on Eagle Lane. Pella Christian 1-0 in the district, 4-0 on the season. We're just semantics getting us here between the end of the third quarter to the fourth. And it looks like the backup offense is on the field.
Right. Yeah, you see some different linemen out there. We'll get them all eventually here. But Keegan Fatma and Drew Van Coten and Andrew Van Coten out there. So a totally different group here for PC.
Peyton Ritzert at quarterback. Landon Franzman near side receiver. 1st and 10 Eagles. Ritzert will hand it off to Cooper Sprunk, who's got some wheels near side. Close to midfield, and he's dragged down from behind. Ball is out.
Oh, he definitely fumbled that ball, but I heard a whistle. So maybe they'll rule him down.
No, they are going to rule Van Buren football, I think. Now we're going to have a discussion.
Yeah,
there was a whistle that was blown as Pella Christian. It should have been a fumble by Cooper Sprunk.
Right.
And should be an Eagles turnover.
Right.
That's the should have call, but there was a whistle as Sprunk was going to the ground. It's a 7-yard gain as it stands for the backup tailback. And,
you know, it looks like they're going to give the ball back to where this drive started. I think they're going to call it an inadvertent whistle.
Okay.
And replay first down,
well,
which truthfully is unfortunate.
For Van Buren.
Totally. You know, and it's unfortunate for football because, you know, you don't want to pile it on here, but this has not been a very smoothly officiated game, as it just feels like the communication has just been off from the start, and this one they definitely got wrong.
1st and 10. Pella Christian will try it again. Same play. Benny Schürs looking for an edge, and he's dancing in the backfield. Does now get past the line of scrimmage, and almost deja vu. The ball looks like it may have started to squirm there at the end, but it's 4 yards for Cooper Sprunk. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr coming to you here. Got a couple of upset alerts. Indianola in the opening half has a 13-7 lead over number 1 Lewis Central. Pella is on top of a ranked foe right now. 2:46 and counting. Bondurant Farrar in Dutch territory on 92.1 KBLS and some Strauver Cellular instant radio updates. Peyton Ritzert will pass the ball here, and that pass is caught in Van Buren territory and down to the 41-yard line. Reception is made by Josiah Deal. 1st and 10.
Yeah, there you see a connection. Peyton Ritzert, Josiah Deal, probably most known for being a couple of the leading tacklers on the PC defense, but with the Eagles going to their second-team offense, they get their chance to get the ball in their hands. Nice little connection there to move the chains.
Also 21 all Norwalk and DCG at the half in Grimes on KNIA 3. Ritzert and company have it in Van Buren territory. 1st and 10 leading 42-0 on Van Buren at the 41-yard line. Handoff will go to a near fumble again, and Sprunk, who was holding it, JD, it looked like against his hip as he was going down to the ground, and he'll lose 3.
Yeah, that time he really couldn't get anywhere. I think it's Caden Summers there on the defensive end spot there for Van Buren County. The second that Sprunk got the ball, he was in the backfield, wrapped him up. Really nice play there from the Warriors.
We got a lot of backup linemen on the field. We'll try to get some names as we go as well. 2nd and 13 from the Van Buren 34, and offsides Van Buren. Let's see, JD, who we can spot from up here.
Yeah, I think I can get it here. You got Andrew Van Gorp, who's at left tackle, and you have Austin Manzulin at left guard, Drew Van Coten at center, Spencer Verplug at right guard, and Keegan Fatma at right tackle.
Eagle Eye, J.D. Bohr.
There it is.
2nd and 8 now after the 5-yard penalty. That is the 5th of the night against the road team. Eagles have 3 receivers near side for the backup offense on 2nd and 8. Ritzert, quarterback keeper on the delay, sheds 1 tackle, and he is hard to get to. A wrestler who was on the cusp of the state tournament a year ago has that leverage advantage despite his size, JD, and he weaves his way for 7, 3rd and short coming up. Just the 2nd 3rd down of the night for Pella Christian.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of guys on this PC team that are big and tall and can go and get a football. Peyton's not one of those guys. He can use his size to his advantage, just being 5'10". Sometimes you lose him in the backfield there, and on the QB draw, a nice little gain to pick up almost a 1st down, I should say.
3rd and a yard. This time Sprunk will get it just across the 30. That's where they'll spot him down. 1st down. 13th 1st down, make it 14th of the night for Pella Christian.
Yeah, and it was Anthony Duncan there for Van Buren. Looks like the defense has picked it up. Even though they are picking up 1st downs, this Van Buren defense is starting to make a few plays. Unfortunately for them, they had that big play on the 1st down, but the penalty, you know, was a big part of this drive to keep things alive for the Eagles.
1st and 10 at the Van Buren 30-yard line. Pella Christian 42, Van Buren 0. 3 receivers near side for Ritzert to throw. Far sideline, that pass is caught inside the 25. And then eventually getting down was number 24, Trevin Parker, for the reception.
Yeah, Trevin Parker is a senior who really is a great leader, does a nice job for this group. He's dealt with some injuries, so hasn't been able to be on the field as much through the first 3 games, but good to see him involved. And Ritzert going through the air again and getting some experience that way.
Clock, by the way, continuous here. 4:30 remaining already here in the 3rd quarter. for Pella Christian's offense on the cusp of the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone. Ritzert looks to get him there, and he's dropped just shy of the first down at the 21.5. He needed the 21 even. Another 3rd and short. Pella Christian now 2 of 2 on 3rd down tries. Will have a yard to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, Ritzert did a nice job to pick up 3 yards there, but I think you see just how much the experience of the PC offensive line, the starting offensive line shows, right? You know, these guys are working hard. They're doing a nice job, but they just don't have the experience that the first stringers have.
3rd down, Ritzert swing pass to Cooper Sprunk, and he was 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and that's where he'll get thrown down.
Yeah,
so an interesting play call on 3rd and 1, and the Eagles will get set back 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, I think that swing pass has been good for Pella Christian. They try to go back to it, but unfortunately for them, there just wasn't any space on the field, and you want to get Cooper in space, but the blocks weren't there, and obviously that play was going nowhere.
So this will set up 4th down, 4th and 6. From the 26-yard line, Ritzert looking to throw, has his man inside the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone and more. A late flag coming in behind the play. Josiah Deal, 2nd reception if it stands. If it doesn't, it's going to be 4th and 5, and it's actually a net yard penalty from where the spot is, and that's the call, I think.
Yeah, I think that it's a blindside block.
Oh, so this will actually be a 15-yarder.
Yeah, anytime, those are tough calls, right? Because sometimes you get that opportunity as an offensive player to lay a big block, and you're going to do it. But for the safety reasons, they obviously make that call. Josiah Deal was running out to the sideline. I didn't see the receiver out there who made that block. But I think it is going to cause the Eagles to bring out the punt team potentially.
So that was this might be a field goal try with the wind.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, I'm not sure.
You know, it is. You're right.
It's Fancher. Pella Christian's got a couple late on the field with 15 seconds remaining. For Fancher, this would be a 52-yard field goal. He's left-footed, so it should kind of. You're right. Sorry, 47-yard field goal. Still.
It's a long ways.
Fancher has the leg, the distance, and it's good.
All right.
Jack Fancher gets a little kicking practice in, and he'll nail it from 47 yards out.
Man, well, how about that? You know, we talked about him on kickoffs. He's got a big leg. That time he had just enough. I think we kind of know what his distance is, but what a weapon and a great job by the kicking unit and by Fancher to knock one home. I love it. All right, let's mix it up here a little bit.
Let's mix it up indeed. 45. Pella Christian, 0 Van Buren, 2:30 left as things have slowed down. And darn it all, Monterey Farrar ties it just before the half over at Pella High School, 14-all. It's amazing what a 15-yard penalty will do for you, JD. And I think Pella had a stop on Bondurant to make it 3rd and long, and there was a sideline penalty called against Coach McKinstry, and it gave him 15 yards or a late hit, one of the two. But regardless, that's what happens on the other side. Here we're celebrating 47-yard field goals.
Yeah, do you have any idea school record for longest field goal?
I'll do some looking.
Would you actually have that? I mean,
I actually would.
Wow.
There's a document that Brander sent me last year.
Okay. I mean, I'd be curious. That's got to be pretty close. You know, I know Nathan DeBryan, right? He was a kicker who maybe hit some deep ones.
Did they ever have an instance where they needed a 45-yard field goal in that era?
Right.
And I would say no. With the wind the way it was.
Yeah. It's hard to know how much Fancher is aided by the wind, but, you know, I think he has the leg to nail that even without the wind. I don't know if he got all of that one, but a really nice kick, 47 yards. That's probably going to be one of the tops in the state this year by the end of it.
Pella Christian football records. Let's see if I have it in here. I should. The other way I look for it is Luke Mulder, because he's in there a lot. So this would be as of 2020, and I don't remember a long one last year.
No, definitely not.
But we'll talk about it here in just a second. It's 1st and 10 Van Buren, 2:30 remaining. A pitch out going to the right side, and there's a lot of trouble here, and another big loss, a loss of 4 on the play for Isaac Loeffler.
Yeah, that time I think there's some miscommunication. I think they wanted to hand it off, but the running back wasn't there. He ended up just pitching it to him. And Loeffler just kind of had to take what he could get, and then all that was a negative 2-yard play.
That will tie the longest field goal in Pella Christian history. I don't have a name on it, but the longest made in a season came in 2010 of 47 yards. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Photographer Troy Hugan may be the parent of the young man who made that kick. Sure. Trey Hugan would be the most likely suspect there. Near sideline, caught, past the 20 to the 21-yard line. That reception made by number 23 for Van Buren. That's Lucas Fett for Jackson Manning.
Man, that's one of those spots you tell the holder, hey, just back up a yard. You know, let's see if we can get the longest one. But you know what?
If they knew that.
Yeah, I know, of course not. But tied for longest, we'll take it. Awesome job there from Jack in the kicking unit.
That is my most likely guess as to who owns that record. Yes, it's Trey Hugan against Clark in 2010. Straver Sell, the other instant radio update, now shares the Pella Christian record book with Jack Fancher.
And how about Andrew Schneider for digging that up there?
Oh, a huge play in the backfield. They were setting up the halfback pass, and the Eagles said no thank you as Johnson Morgan. A huge loss for Van Buren on the play.
Yeah, Johnson Morgan, one of these sophomores, again, that's getting out here and getting his chance to go make some plays.
It's a loss of 8.
This defense, this whole drive, this defense has been really good. It's mostly sophomores, sprinkling a few juniors here and there, but an excellent defensive stand here from PC.
So I'll text that to Mr. Branderhorst and see what he thinks about that. Meanwhile, it's punt formation here for Van Buren, trailing 45-0. Sky high kick. Morgan calls for the fair catch, and he nearly lost it in the wind, but he got it. Good field position for the Eagles.
Yeah, last time the Eagles took the field, it was the second team unit. Picked up a couple first downs, went to the air. Josiah Deal was involved in a couple of those, but probably not quite the drive that the Eagles wanted. Of course, it ended up with 3 points with the 47-yard kick. But this time, PC is going to see if they can maybe string together a little more momentum, get up to the line a little bit quicker, maybe do a better job up front as well to see if they can get some longer plays. But it's already the end of the third quarter.
At the end of the third quarter, JD, hey, it's Pella Christian football leading 45-0 inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
For a relaxing, family-friendly, and minimum maintenance area to enjoy for decades. As always, Gilchrist Jewett welcomes all contractors and homeowners alike for all your quality lumber, building supplies, flooring, cabinets, garage doors, and more in Pella.
Hey football fans, it's Coach Cack here. It's football season, go Eagles, and that means sweater weather is upon us. The Well Thrift Store has all you need to get ready for this season, including hundreds of costumes for the kids, fall decor, sweatshirts, and more. So whether you're looking for fan gear for all the upcoming fall sports or just need to ready your wardrobe for the cooler temps, the Well Thrift Store has what you need. Good stuff, great help, gives hope at the Well Thrift Store in Pella.
Johnson Morgan makes the big stop to end the last series, and now he's making the carry for 3 yards over the left side, 1st and 10. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr as we are moseying on along. Mosey's not the right word. We're moving along. Fourth quarter already on Eagle Lane, 45-0. And in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella, Jack Fancher ties the all-time Eagles record.
They're the veterinary.
47-yard field goal made to make it 45-0. Also a new quarterback. It's actually Sprunk now taking reps at quarterback, handing it to Morgan. And a good spin move gets him 5 more. Just a yard and a half shy. Make it 2 of a first down for Pella Christian.
Yeah, Morgan, you know, he's the sophomore, does a nice job there following some blocks from Deal and Wyatt Snyder, who also plays tight end there from Pella Christian. Nice little gain here. Brings up a little third down.
At the Van Buren 39-yard line, Pella Christian leads 45-0 over the young men from Keosauqua. Man in motion. Morgan, third straight carry. Bell cow here gets the first down. to the 35-yard line before he spun down.
Good job. You know, we talk about patience, and I mentioned that with Benny Schürs, that as a running back, you have to be patient. But sometimes on a 3rd and 1, you just got to put your head down and get to that first down marker, and that's what Morgan did there. Is he just put his head down, didn't really follow his blocks, but he picked up the first down, and that's exactly what PC needed.
If you're a fan of football not attached to Pella Christian, we've got some good games all over our airwaves tonight. Absolutely. Knoxville 22, Fairfield 21, just shy of the half with 4 seconds left there. Indianola leading Lewis Central 16-4. Snap over the head of Cooper Sprunk, and the ball still loose on the ground until Morgan can recover it, and that's a huge loss of 17 back into Van Buren territory. All the way back to the 48-yard line.
Yeah,
9:58 remaining. Go ahead, JD.
No, these are just tough things that happen here when you have a second group, some guys in different spots, bad snap, and really just wasn't handled very well, and a big loss there. So
those are some games that you might want to check out. We also have video streams of the Knoxville and the Pella game. Pella tied 14 with Bondurant at the half. If you're an Eagles fan and you want to watch some of these JV guys, we're going to call the game, no doubts. But if you're looking for good football, we got a lot to offer for you tonight on KNIA Cable S. Handoff goes to Morgan. Has a lot of space past midfield to the 45, and he gets a good chunk of it back. Having lost 17 as a team on the last play, he'll get about 12 of it back to make 3rd down a much more manageable situation. Yeah, Morgan's showing a little juice there. He's got Austin Van Zulen, who's coming out from his guard spot, lead blocking for him. Really nice job there. And, you know, a nice job from Camden Nussbaum, who's kind of playing this linebacker spot here for Van Buren County to wrap him up there. 3rd and 16, we'll call it. Handoff goes to Morgan. Had some blocking initially, but closed up nicely by Van Buren. Got a yard. Well, this won't help the 3rd down conversion numbers too much. Now 3 of 5 are the Eagles. Of course, they had 1 3rd down in the first half. Yeah, we haven't even thought about punting the ball so far in this game. This may be an opportunity here where they do punt it. They're at the Van Buren 40. And I think Coach Cack's going to have to take a timeout. We got a lot of... Everyone's a little confused. A vision for less timeout. Clock will stop with 8:24 remaining, and Pella Christian enjoying a 45-0 lead. So let's run down some of the good football we have all over the place on our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. Now officially at the half, it's Knoxville locked in with Fairfield, 22-21 there. Indianola 16, Lewis Central 14, 6:37 remaining in the 3rd. PCM at the half, 28-0 over Iowa Falls Alden. Also a blowout there, but another good one. Pella and Bondurant Farrar tied at 14, and we're tied at 21 between DCG and Norwalk. 3 games within 1 point or less of each other on KNIA Cable S tonight. There's a punt straight up into the air, and even takes a Van Buren bounce. That is a 6-yard punt and no return. Just leave it at that. 1st and 10 Van Buren, 7:50 and counting. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr coming to you on the KRLS2 stream and on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. Well, J.D., we take a look at the road ahead. Pella Christian has to feel good getting to 1-0 in the district. And, again, not a whole lot of resistance when you look at the immediate term calendar. Pella Christian should come into the week pretty healthy. And, obviously, at this point, J.D., feel really good at 1-0 and 4-0 overall. I think so. You know, I think when you look at the way that the early season has played out, and obviously now being this 1st district game, I think you got to be really happy for Coach Cack. You've executed really well. You've been a physical football team on both sides. So this is a good-looking team, and I know next week is one that they've circled, right? That's their only loss in regular season last year. And Sigourney Keota, the defending Class 1A District 6 champions, are going to be hosting the Eagles. And it's a rivalry, JD, that last year was probably as close as it had ever been. Otherwise, it had been big blowouts. Sigourney Keota for many years, of course, with their triple option offense, created fits when Pella Christian had their dome teams and their Kack-Marinsky oldest siblings playing football, dominated the other way. Last year was close, but it was Sigourney Keota winning the district title and getting the home field advantage. It's 2nd and 5, Van Buren at their own 39-yard line. Looking to throw. Still the first team offense, and that's deep and pretty good coverage far sideline considering that 27. Yeah, it's Camden Parker. Camden Parker step for step with number 4, Anthony Duncan. Yeah, it was just it was really close. That's one of the best balls
that Manning has thrown all night. I thought he put that one right where he needed to. He looked a lot more comfortable in the pocket. Duncan was able to get just a little bit behind the defense. But Camden Parker, one of the things about him is he's got really long arms too, and I think he needed about all of them there to knock that one away.
3rd and 5. Van Buren has it at their own 39-yard line. Quarterback remains Jackson Manning. He's in a shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver set. Blitz is coming for the Eagles. Manning flush to his left. Morgan giving chase. Pass downfield, knocked away. On the near sideline coming across was Josiah Vink. Good pressure coming from Johnson. Morgan sets up 4th down.
Yeah, we see Manning roll out to his right quite often. This time Johnson Morgan's blitz from his linebacker spot forces Manning out to the left. Looking for Fett, one of his go-to guys, couldn't quite hook up. Good defense there. Thought they pretty much had everything covered and just nothing doing there.
Caleb Volk will line up to return this kick, but the Eagles defense is ready here, JD, for a fake.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of flags everywhere. This was a fake, and it's ill-fated. I think he's short.
It's really close.
Well, that's a pretty good spot. But I don't think it matters, JD. There was a legal motion. And this is coming back anyway. It's now 4th and 10. We're accepting the penalty, says Coach Cack, because it would be a 1st down.
Yeah, you know, he got just enough there. It's kind of a slow developing fake. But yeah, it looks like they are going to have to repunt it. And PC, you know, Keegan Fopman's been back there a couple times, been rushing the punter. He's been really close to blocking one. We'll see if Van Buren decides to stick with their fake, or this time I'm assuming that they'll have to go and punt it.
Well, and now Pella Christian's even going to be more in tune with it. This is number 88, Dominic Mirarodo. And they got the bunch formation again. Now 4th and 10. And this time the kick comes. It's a low line drive, a dangerous one for PC. It takes a good Van Buren bounce all the way back to the 23-yard line. Sometimes it doesn't matter how it looks, JD. It's what the result is, and a decent punt there for Van Buren.
It was, yeah.
4:20, here we go. We keep moving along here, JD, in the 4th quarter. We said it was going to be a short night. We are aiming for under a 2-hour football game, and we're probably getting there at this point.
Yeah, you know, for the first, 10 minutes of the game, the Eagles put 35 points up on the board, and everything was clicking, and it was, you know, you couldn't have asked for a better start for PC on both sides of the football. Since then, there's only been 10 points put on the board. It's kind of been a slower moving game, and that's typically what happens in these blowouts.
Backups are in, clock is rolling.
Yeah.
Obviously for Pella Christian, an undefeated season continues as we are halfway through the regular season, JD. Doesn't sound right.
It's crazy. You're right.
Handoff goes right side. Lucas, no, wrong team. Caleb Volk will get a decent carry of 4.
Yeah, so I think you got a whole nother slew of players out there for the Eagles as they've kind of gone to, you know, maybe their 3rd team guys, a lot of freshmen out here. Peyton Ritzer taking snaps, Caleb Volk running the football.
Bennett, or Cooper, I did it again. Cooper sprung. Yes, Cooper taking snaps at quarterback on that last series as well.
Yep.
And this quarterback now is number 11, Brecken Ritzer. So we are to the freshman. So it's Peyton's little brother here.
Right.
Both Ritzerts playing quarterback tonight. Left side to the 30-yard line it goes for Caleb Volk.
Yeah, a couple other guys out there. We got Eli Cadwell, who plays wide receiver, out to the right. Gilbert Flagel is out there to the left. I'm missing a few of these guys. Blake Six is out there as a tight end. And then I'll try to get to the lineman later. But, yeah, a bunch of different guys. For some of these guys, Garrett Wheeler is out there playing tight end as well. Some of them, you know, first time under the Friday Night Lights, so it's always fun to see them get out there.
3rd down snap, 3rd and short. And good job by Van Buren. I feel like they're still at their starting defensive lineman here. That was Darren Kaufman with the stop. So a little more of a physical mismatch with the Eagles essentially having their freshman team out there. Clock will run and wind down here. Minute 56 and counting.
Yeah, these halves, when you get to that running clock, it just moves really fast.
It does. Well, it does and it doesn't.
Right, it's not very exciting football for sure, but it does fly by a little bit. You know, we're going to be at the end of our game, and Pella's going to be at halftime of their game.
I think they're starting because the Marching Dutch have their full show tonight. So
sure.
I'm going to be able to get over there and maybe get some pictures. I'm dead serious. I might go do that.
Yeah.
Vision for less timeout for the Eagles. They still have. Oh, that was old. Let's say we are probably in the middle of the. Oh, they got a tire roll from Raceway Tire and Exhaust. We haven't said the red zone very much tonight. We got a football warm up coming up. So the Marching Dutch just got done. Tire roll, tire roll, tire roll. Of course, you can watch it on Pella Dutch Live or Pella TV, same place where you can find it here. Just a couple of flips of the old channel. Andrew Schneider, J.D. Bohr on the other side of a Vision for Less timeout. Pella Christian 45, Van Buren 0.
You know, and hopefully a lot of people, I'm sure, that they're still listening here are watching it too on the YouTube channel for PC, the Pella Christian YouTube channel. Shout out to Frank Vandenbosch and the crew that do an awesome job to set this up. It's really an outstanding production to get this going and to support Pella Christian Athletics and the football team in that way.
Huge thank you to Kinetic Edge, the sponsor of the video stream all year long. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy. The punt is on the way from Trevor Veenstra, and it's a good one into the wind. It takes a huge Eagles roll, and that'll go all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Man, nice punt. You know, I noticed today the Eagles haven't punted much at all this season. He's actually one of the tops in the state in yards per punt, and I think it's maybe only 1 or 2.
And that'll add to it. That was a 57-yard or 56-yard punt, no return.
There you go. The punt team, all the special teams for the Eagles have been outstanding here tonight with the long field goal, the punt return for a touchdown. Now the first time the punt team takes the field, they bomb a big one.
The one thing, and I don't want to be too nitpicky here, is technically between positions, the clock's not supposed to run. We've lost a lot of time when the clock should be stopped. I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out what I know about the continuous clock rule. JD, a look at our Hormel Foods radio key player of the game, Benny Schürs, a kickoff return for a touchdown, and 2 more touchdowns for Schürs in his collection. Our player of the game, Benny Schürs.
Yeah, you know, Benny, the thing about him is he's been outstanding all season long, but he's had a couple of these blowout type games where he doesn't get to carry the ball all that much. You know, in fact, against Panorama, he only had 4 carries. So tonight, to see him get the ball in his hands and make some plays, really nice job.
Handoff here for Van Buren on their last chance to end the shutout. Your Hormel Foods radio key play and player of the game. Looking for the key to your new career, visit HormelJobsKnoxville.com. Benny Schürs, your key play, and the kick return touchdown, our play of the game, as Pella Christian 1-0 in the district season, 4-0 on the regular season overall, as they will rout Van Buren 45-0. Your Cabinet Design Pella radio postgame show when we come back after this.
Service right here in Pella, delivery.com. They have more than a dozen local partners ready to bring hot and fresh food right to you, wherever you are, at home, at the office. Heck, they even deliver food to our broadcast crew right at the stadium. And the more I use delivery.com, the more I love it. They send me coupons all the time for free delivery or a few bucks off my next meal. I've got to eat, but I don't want to cook. Delivery.com is the perfect solution. Try them out today. You'll get hooked just like I am. Delivery.com.
Hey Pella Christian and Central fans. With our home shopping extravaganza coming up, you can save big money on items from many local businesses like Bruxford's Home Center, Pizza Ranch, Dutch 200 Bowl and Grill, Hy-Vee, or Smash Park. You'll be able to save 30, 40, or even 50% off retail prices from those businesses and many more. You can check out the full list at KNIAKRLS.com. Get ready to save September 27th through the 29th with the home shopping extravaganza on KNIA and KRLS.
We know you have choices when it comes to wireless plans for your home or business. At Strauber Cellular, we strive to be that local expert to provide all the service and expertise you need to make U.S. Cellular your choice for wireless service. Our knowledgeable staff can provide you with everything from smartphones and tablets to home internet and security options. Choose Strauber Cellular, your locally owned authorized agent for U.S. Cellular in downtown Pella.
As we've grown into our new Bruxford's Home Center location in Pella over the last couple of years, we continue filling the space with more products to make your house your home. More furniture, more appliances, more flooring, more bedding. But we need more help. We're hiring for sale associates, both full-time and part-time. If you love working with people and would love to help make their house their home, stop and visit with us about joining our team at Bruxford's Home Center in Pella.
Why should you consider a career at Vermeer? Assembler Jerry Van Brogen says that the work environment and benefits are two big reasons that he's encouraged several of his family members to come on board.
My wife is currently here. She just started a few weeks after I did. My brother's here going through some training for welding, and my mother's in the middle of her first week of training to be on second shift material handler.
Start the search for your career at Vermeer by visiting vermeer.com/careers.
That's a ball hammered deep to left field. That ball is gone, and we are tied. Kiki Reagan, 6 off. When the moment arises and it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing and the Dutch.
Randall Roofing is proud to sponsor the Raise the Roof moment of the game and support our local teams. When it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Find us on Facebook or visit randallroofs.com. Thinking new roof? Think Randall Roofing.
Let's take a look at our Cabinet Design Appella Radio Postgame Show, where they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blum, the Cabinet Guy, at Cabinet Design Appella. Andrew Schneider and J.D. Bohr. Ho-hum night, J.D., for the Eagles, 45-0. They made it look easy. And Pella Christian moves on to 1-0 in the district, 4-0. They go into next week's matchup and potential district championship showdown, as it was a year ago, with Sigourney Keota, healthy, intact, and playing some of their best football.
They really are. They're playing really well. We talked about being mistake-free and trying to eliminate some of those things. There was one turnover tonight with the interception from Kakmarinsky, but other than that, it was a pretty clean football game. Just executed really well for PC, I thought, on both sides of the football, but especially offensively. Did some different things, went to the air a little bit more of a balanced attack. But you saw when the Pella Christian really needed to do things on like the 1 3rd down that they had, they put the ball on the ground and were able to pick up first downs and pick up touchdowns consistently. Not the most exciting football, but I'm sure Coach Cack is going to be really happy with how his team played here tonight.
Nearly flawless football here for the Pella Christian Eagles as they move to 4-0 on the season. Let's run down your final stats tonight presented by the Verduff Agency, and it's all good news here. Total plays. Oh, I had the first half, and now I moved it. Here we go. Second half, total plays, 36 to 258 yards total. Van Buren had 38 total yards in the game, JD. Excellent work tonight. Or was that the first half? No, that was the second half. In fact, they had negative 4 yards passing from half one to half two. That's how dominant the Eagles' defense was tonight. One turnover for each team. The time of possession actually went to Van Buren, but that was a continuous clock. 35 minutes and 50 seconds, but it goes to show time of possession means nothing when the continuous clock is rolling. Pella Christian had 175 yards rushing, led by 109 from Benny Schürs. He had 2 touchdowns. Isaac Kack found the end zone twice, and 1 passing touchdown on top of that for Isaac Kakmarinsky as well. And the top receiver tonight was Benny Schürs, 30 yards. And Jack Fancher tying the school record. Let's see what they had it down here. 47-yard field goal, JD. That will tie the school record. Congratulations to Jack Fancher and his strong leg tying that record. Your final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. Let Chad Lancer Larry examine your stats and customize an insurance plan for you. The Verduff Agency is providing complete courteous service to the Pella area for nearly 100 years. And I'm going to look while we have a second here, JD, as this broadcast, by the way, is powered by Bank Iowa on the KRLS2 stream. Bank Iowa is a proud supporter of Eagles athletics. They ended up donating $120 tonight to the Booster Club for Pella Christian. Go Eagles from your friends at Bank Iowa. What I was looking for, JD, was the Sigourney Keota score. Let's see if we can find that in the meantime.
Sure. Yeah, that's a big game with Pleasantville. I know early on in the season, Pleasantville's kind of a team that surprised some people. They played pretty well through their non-district slate, and obviously with Sigourney Keota, that's one of their big tests, and I'm sure the PC coaching staff will be interested to see the outcome of that game, see the film on that game as they prepare for Sigourney here next week.
Still looking, and that'll be on the road, by the way. Our coverage
Right.
will be on 92.1 KRLS. And we're not finding any Twitter-related updates. There should be a video stream I can find. We'll take a quick commercial timeout, JD, and we'll sort that out. And hopefully Coach Cack will make his way here to our Cabinet Design Appella Radio postgame show, where, again, all Eagles tonight, 45-0 on top of Van Buren on KNIA KRLS.
We are an authorized Gale dealer with new and used Gale machines. We also offer new and used brush wolf mowers, grapples, buckets, and many other skid steer attachments to fit your needs. DB Equipment also specializes in sales and service of used heavy equipment, skid steers, telehandlers, forklifts, excavators, aerial lifts, and many other types of farm and construction equipment. Visit dbequipmentinc.com for your details today.
Hey, this is Ashley at Brown Shoe Fit Pella. We have a lot of new shoes and bags arriving daily at Brown Shoe Fit Pella. Our Buren, Soft, and Riker shoes and booties are coming in daily. We have also received the latest shoes from OnCloud and Hoka, and they look and feel amazing. Did you know Brown Shoe Fit Pella has Vera Bradley, Bagolini, Sherpani, and Hobo bags? No matter what style you are looking for, we have it. Brown Shoe Fit Pella, located on the south side of the square, open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6, and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4.
Let there be light, or not, or maybe just a little light. It's your choice with Mike Blom with Cabinet Design and Wood Harbor Cabinetry. Here's Vicki Collette of Oskaloosa, another satisfied cabinet design customer.
Mike put these can lights in that room too, and they're all on dimmers, and so we can have as much light or as little light as we want, which has really been handy. We like that.
Hi, I'm Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy. Cabinet Design of Pella, where we expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations.
Hormel Foods in Knoxville is hiring. Get paid positions up to $26.05 an hour. All 9 positions will receive a shift differential. Employees will be offered a referral program up to $1,500, weekly pay up to $1,000 weekly, a free 2-year college education for children of employees, compressive benefits, medical, dental, and prescription coverage, paid vacation and holidays, and 401k match, pension, and profit sharing. Apply today here at HormelJobsKnoxville.com.
Gilchrist Jewett & Pella is your local source for windows from trusted manufacturers including Marvin, Anderson, Gherkin, and Silverline. They also stock and supply the top-of-the-line composite decking materials from TimberTech and Westbury Railings for a relaxing, family-friendly, and minimum maintenance area to enjoy for decades. As always, Gilchrist Jewett welcomes all contractors and homeowners alike for all your quality lumber, building supplies, flooring, cabinets, garage doors, and more in Pella. Norm Rosendahl Tiling has been installing and servicing farm field tile and septic systems for more than 40 years. Tim is also a certified time of transfer inspector by the state of Iowa. So if you're considering buying or selling a property with the septic system, they can handle the inspection and give you an estimate on any changes or repairs that may need to be done as well. Tim and the guys can help with many facets of new construction too. For your free estimate, call Norm Rosendahl Tiling in Monroe today.
And welcome back to the Cabinet Design of Pella Radio postgame show. It's our continuing coverage of Pella Christian football on KNIA Cable S, powered by Hy-Vee, with head coach Rich Kakmarinsky following a ho-hum night 45-0 over Van Buren. Coach, your first 12 plays of the game, you score 5 touchdowns on offense, have a special teams touchdown added to that as well. I imagine you're pretty pleased overall with how things went. You got that continuous clock rolling early, made for a fast night, got to keep guys healthy. All in all, I'm sure a pretty nice night to be here at the ballpark.
It really was. I thought our guys, you know, it's nice to obviously get the win, but I thought we were crisp. I thought we were really sharp. I thought we came right from the get-go. Offensively, went down the field, scored, played some great defense, got another scoring, got a special team score, as you pointed out. So I thought we were just clicking on all cylinders early on. In the second quarter, we had a little bugaboo with penalties there, I think on our 6th drive. So that was something we need to get cleaned up. But overall, I thought a lot of guys stepped up for us. Thought our kicking game was super solid. Jack had a great night, made all his extra points, buried the ball in the end zone on kickoffs. Actually tied the school record for a field goal made, I think at 47 yards. So just a good night for Jack Fancher.
Well, and an excellent night for your offensive line. And I think it's obvious when we say, oh, Benny scores, Isaac scores, it looks so easy, but Coach, they had 7 or 8 yards before they were getting touched. And if those guys have that kind of head of steam, no one's stopping them.
Well, that's exactly right. I thought our offensive line keyed us again. And I thought Isaac threw the ball better. I thought the O-line gave him time to throw. So, you know, Trevor continues to be a favorite target. You know, Peyton had a couple nice catches as well. Unfortunately, one of them came back on a penalty. But so I thought we did some nice things offensively. We did some things this week offensively in practice and into tonight to kind of continue to groom our offense for our championship run here.
He doesn't look like a normal running back, and I know we've talked about it before, but boy, oh boy, he's turned into one of your more dynamic players. Benny Schürs, especially on that kickoff return, I think we both knew he was going to be a good player, but he's currently among the best in the state in terms of touchdowns scored. And yes, we talked the O-line and Isaac maybe being enough of a diversion. Benny does a lot of the work on his own, doesn't he?
He really does. One of the things that's true, I think, about Benny is he's shifty. And that's the word you don't, use. That's kind of an old-fashioned word, but he's tough to get a clean shot on. So I think the defenders get frustrated because, and they're trying to tackle him. It's just really hard to get a clean shot on him. So he's always moving sideways, forwards, and he's also he's deceptively strong. So he falls forward for yardage. So just a really good back, and he's getting better. And to your right, with him in our offensive line, it makes a nice 1-2 punch.
And on your stats tonight, let's talk about the other side of the ball quick. 22 plays, 38 yards in the first half. Van Buren ended with 32 plays and 38 yards. No yards in the second half. Obviously, continuous clock hampering their possessions. But your defense maybe played their best game of the season so far. They were really good last week against PCM, but there was nothing for Van Buren tonight.
Well, Coach Buren really challenged our defense this week. He's after the PCM win. He in a positive way, he challenged him. He goes, I think you can pitch some shutouts now. You're growing as a defense, so they really responded well this week and obviously tonight. So yes, our defense keyed us, and so that's exciting because obviously if we want to keep playing and make a run in the playoffs, want to win the district championship, we got to play great defense. So step one. To the district championship, but step one for our defense, first shutout of the season.
Well, and then Jack Fancher, you already mentioned his field goal kicking. I think what turned the game on its head was that Van Buren had no field position either, and no punts. All his kickoffs went into the end zone, clean kickoff coverage. I know that's been an up and down thing last year for you. It's really improved. Obviously, Fancher with a big leg on the field goal, we talked about that. But having that big leg on the kickoffs, especially when you have the wind, can just completely take an offense and force them to go to the length of the field every time.
Well, and against our defense, we're just trying to play high probability football, championship football. If we kick the ball in the end zone, have them start at 20, play good defense, that's just a long ways to go, particularly against the wind. So I thought, I thought our defense played well, and again, if Jack Fancher is a 3-year starter, is really hitting his stride here. So excited for him.
Well, it's the initial forecast for next week maybe fits the football game a little bit better. We're looking maybe about 20 degrees cooler than it is here tonight as you take on Sigourney Keota, and that'll be a smash mouth physical football game. It was a year ago. The Cobras got you on this field for the district championship, and early indications there's still a lot of season left after, but this is probably the preliminary. These are the two teams playing for the district championship. Sigourney Keota with a big win over Pleasantville. They look like a much better football team than they were in week one. It'll be a tough challenge as you especially head to their place over in Sigourney.
Well, no question. They're well coached. They're great. They're a great program. But I would say we have some unfinished business from last year. I don't feel like we played our best football here. They played very well. They had a nice team. So we're looking forward to this. We've been looking for this for a year. So it'll be a great game, but we'll be ready.
And then the indication is they're playing the same football they've always played. And Coach, how ready do you think these guys are, knowing that last year it was that option offense that really caused them fits at times and allowed Sigourney Keota to take a lead? How ready do you think this defense will be after a shutout to try and shut that dynamic offense at times down that loves to move the football so deceptively on the ground?
Well, it's going to be a real chore for us. We're not going to. Obviously, we got to play. We got to play team defense. We got to play. We didn't hold up our end of the bargain offensively last year. We put our defense out in bad situations last year, so we want to rectify that, which I think we can. It's going to be a team game, but I feel like we're hitting all our cylinders. I feel like we're playing good defense. I feel like we're running the ball well. That was just some nice things in the passing game tonight. Took another step forward, and I think we're winning the kicking game. So we're going to keep getting better, and step 2 next week at Sigourney.
Let's see how much fun that is. Trevor will have the call coming up next week in Sigourney. That's Rich Kakmarinsky following the team's 45-0 win over Van Buren. Coach Kak, appreciate your time. We'll step aside for our final timeout in our Cabinet Design Appella Radio postgame show, and we'll come back after this. PC winners 45-0.
slogan is that Sean and his team want to kill your bugs. Now Sean wants you to join his team and kill other people's bugs. Menninga Pest Control has an immediate opening for a technician. Whether you're looking for full-time or part-time or even just seasonal, Sean is looking for you. He'll even train you and make sure that you get the proper certification to kill those bugs. Interested? You know the number to call.
Call 628-3198. Menninga Pest Control.
And this will wrap up the Cabinet Design Pella Radio post-game show, where they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy at Cabinet Design Pella. Time to go in closing, presented by Light and State Bank. Pella Christian is 4-0, 1-0 on the season, and the likely district championship game for the second year in a row will take the Cobras of Sigourney Keota on a hosting bid against the high-powered Eagles. Should be a lot of fun over down in Sigourney. Trevor and JD will have the call for you live on 92.1 KRLS. I'll be at homecoming with the Dutch as they take on Newton, as they're looking to play spoiler over at Pella High School tonight. I'm going to head that way after the game here and go see what those Dutch are doing against Bondurant Farrar. So thank you to JD Bohr for his coverage tonight. Coach Cack joining us post-game. And another reminder, joining Eagles history tonight, Jack Fancher, a 47-yard field goal, ties him with Trey Hugan for the longest all-time in school history as Pella Christian routs Van Buren 45-0. In closing, presented by Light and State Bank, grow strong with us. I'm Andrew Schneider, signing off from Eagle Lane on the one to count on for today's local sports and the home of the Eagles. KNIA, KRLS, have a fantastic week. And Trevor and company will see you next week in Sigourney. Have a good night.